That's my first beer.
Oh, that beer is gone. Thought about you this weekend, Matt.
Me?
Yeah, when I was down at Upper 90.
Oh, yeah. Got fun?
The marathon was running through there. And I was like, I remember when Matt did that.
Yep. Almost killed me.
His bloody nipples.
Remember, I was like, I'm doing the full 26.
I'm going for it.
Next year, I'm going for it. Nah.
And in 5, 4, 3,
But
2,
I blame that on
and
soccer.
1.
So moist.
This episode of the
Jay Jones Last Kicker
is brought to you by
Geist Note.
and
Victor Wrench. Oh,
and
it comes in
Plastic
quick.
Object.
This program contains graphic material, including offensive language. Viewer discretion is advised. I'm in the old west, in a cave by the mountain. I sold my soul for a drink from the fountain. She let me take just one sip. The taste of 1,000 souls fall from my lips. I gave my life for the witch's curse. A crooked smile, and she drowned in my hurt. I gave my life for the witch's curse. A crooked smile, and she drowned in my hurt. Grows with you till the end.
Show number 303.
Oh.
303. I'm saying, what can I say? It is February 26, 2019. Just want to listen to this.
Turn it up.
What's up, man?
That's the In-N-Out burger.
I don't get it.
That's the In-N-Out burger.
Like, you throwing your napkin around as the In-N-Out burger?
Hang on. Let me do this right. if I'm
Should
gonna
we
do it.
stop down real quick early and give praise to Mothra? Because Mothra is in here.
I thought it was a.
Moth Monster Man.
I thought it was a wasp.
Mothra.
See, Jesse doesn't know about
Is that
Attack of the
him?
Wasp.
No, we've already discussed that, and we're gonna do it in my back bedroom whenever that happens.
I'm sorry.
What?
We can move the show to the back bedroom at our
Is
house.
Nick okay with this?
Yes, we already discussed that.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
All right.
Next color.
All right. West of the Rockies, you're on the air.
I missed you guys last week.
Oh, I wasn't here.
Yeah,
You missed Dustin.
I was alone,
Yeah.
I know.
all
I'm
alone.
sorry. And you know what?
With the FTW guys.
I think y'all had a good time. Just
Did any
from
of them
what I
pull a
listened
knife?
To the show.
Oh, there were knives pulled.
Nice.
We showed each other our knives.
I was kind of upset to not be here to be like, hey, Nick, this is what happened to my knife in the MRI machine.
I had to do
You
work.
could have showed it.
I had to
Could
go
have showed
be
it
a,
and be
my
like, look,
knife.
make me something new.
I had to go
but-
be a working man.
Turns out, remember back in October when I had to get a tooth evicted?
Evicted.
Yeah, I had to get a tooth. Well, get it yanked out. It like broke after that first time we went to Florida, and I had to go and get it removed.
Because you ate hard candy.
Well, that too, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have to go get one
Mhm.
removed on Friday.
Another tooth?
Yeah.
So they're gonna give you any dones or anything?
It broke. Probably not. No, it broke. It broke this weekend. What
Put
you
the
gonna?
knife
You
away.
can put that in there and just go ahead and cut it out.
Do
Like
this
your
on the
tooth?
show?
Here, yeah, bring your mouth
I
over
wonder
here.
if there's ever been a tooth that has been extracted, or in your words, evicted, in the middle of a podcast.
No.
Would Jerry Jonestown Massacre podcast show be the first? What do you think? Would we be
no.
the first?
could've broke
It probably
your
would
laptop.
be the first. We're about to reach the holy trifecta
Oh.
next week.
Eiffel Tower?
STD roulette. No, we're gonna reach this trifecta of being a podcast, and the only one I know of that's done it on trains, automobiles, boats. It's actually the quadfecta,
Boats and hoes.
and
Boats and hoes.
30,000 feet on an airplane.
So we're going to actually pod while we're in the air?
If Southwest will allow that,
They're probably not going to let it happen.
they're probably going to say you can't do that. It may take our plane down.
And then we'll be like,
Well,
you ever lived
Imagine, remember all the weird feedback kind of stuff that we were getting on the train?
up there?
I imagine
you're
it
just
up
going to hear
there.
that constant hum, the airplane hum.
What if they come back and tell us to not do it, and Thomas just looks at him with his blank stare and goes, you have to die before you live.
Do you know who I am?
Or that.
I'll kill you.
Or you go, you have to die before you live. And then all of a sudden he interrupts you and goes, you know who the fuck I am?
This is an exit row. I'll throw you out.
I work there. Huh? I'm sorry, sir?
Huh? What?
I work there. I guess we're not supposed to talk about that, are we?
Do we need to delete all this, Thomas?
Probably. I mean, he keeps sending us text. Matt, make sure that you change your diapers. Do not say any bad words in front of attendants.
Do
Make
not
sure-
joke about the bomb when you go through.
Please don't do heroin.
He's
TSA.
not in the chat room. He's not nowhere right now.
Yeah, he
so-
is. He's right here.
Is he?
Please
Yep.
do not take heroin before you get on the plane, Matt. What is his deal? You see that, right?
What?
So we have to keep our heroin use to when we land in Vegas.
Yeah, he's sending us all. Okay, we're going on a trip with Thomas, and he's concerned that I'm going to get him his place of employment is going to fire him because of something stupid that I do. Like I said, his reality, like his the way he sees things about me and reality are two different things. He thinks I'm still that guy that fucks dumpsters.
But in the last 3 months, that's changed. You've gone through rehab.
I've gone to rehab. That guy's dead. He's no longer with us.
That part of you.
Yeah, once
Is no
I got
longer
off
with us?
that Philadelphia Eagles tattoo on my cheek, once I got out from under that, I had like a reset. Something happened. It was like a short circuited or something. And I'm not that guy anymore, Thomas. Okay,
Everything is
Something
good with
sparked. The
Yes,
neurons
everything
are
is
all
fine.
Something
firing,
happened.
you. Uh-oh.
yeah,
Breaking news.
yes.
Jeremy's not going with us.
Well, you want to get to the breaking news then?
The real breaking news on this little trip that we're talking about, since we're way out of order already, is that this is Mardi Gras weekend in Vegas
We've been invited.
to take our clothes off. And yes,
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
it is Mardi. We didn't realize that until about,
5 minutes ago.
before we started the show. This is Mardi Gras in Vegas.
Hmm,
You ever been to Vegas?
no.
Me neither.
That's what I'm excited about.
That is my first trip.
Mm-hmm.
Think I'm just gonna get a Vegas bone.
You ever been inside a pinball machine?
I've taken some shrooms before and
And
felt
you
like
felt
I was
like
in
you were in-
one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's about to happen. You're about to walk into a human pinball machine.
It's not good for a man with ADD.
Oh no, you will be begging for Adderall, just to
I better get
Stay level.
Adderalls.
Just stay an
just
even
to stay
keel.
focused
Yeah.
and not be distracted by shiny things. There's no raccoons in Vegas because they would be distracted and their
I'm
heads would
already out.
explode.
I'm already out.
Yeah,
Why aren't
everything
you
is
going?
shiny.
I
This is
wasn't invited.
What do you mean? This is a podcast trip,
I wasn't invited.
Matt. Damn, dude. What are you, sexist or something?
He is.
Are there any other ladies that are invited?
Well,
No,
there was several invited, but no one was brave enough to go. Except one might go. Oh no, you said she's turning around and going to New Orleans, didn't you?
yeah, and that would have been just coincidence.
Okay. No.
No,
Well, there were
no
actually
one's
were
going.
2 women that got invited somehow. And I
Who?
don't know how, and I found out last night. Neither one of them are going. One of them you don't know, the other you do. Gary got drunk and invited Danny, one of the new bartenders,
Oh, really?
and Aaron. You know Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those two ladies passed.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I don't want
Which you didn't want to go with us anyway. Our room's going to stink.
And by the time the
It's going to
trip's
smell like
over,
farts.
you know,
And I've never been to Vegas.
we're gonna have to gut someone and
I would have
climb
invited you.
inside of them like a tauntaun.
But Matt
I'm
Thomas,
short.
Matt Thomas doesn't invite people that wear pentagrams. He's not like that.
or worship Satan.
Or nature. Any of that shit.
Yeah.
He thinks it's all a bunch of horse shit.
I don't even think we're really going. I think this is a trap. I think this is Thomas'
Some kind of an
ultimate
intervention?
trap so he can throw us into a wood chipper.
Oh shit.
That'd be weird. Imagine those thoughts. You seen those things that grind things up?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever thought if you accidentally got your gene like got caught on one of those? Can you imagine being taken down, going, "This is how I'm going to go out"? A garbage disposal, pretty much, is what it is.
It is. It's a big metal. They have them at the recycling plant.
Yeah, that'd be horrible.
Totally
I
horrible.
wonder how many people have died that way.
There's got to be. Like,
lot.
those
Yeah.
stats have to be high, right? And people had to have been thrown in there because the mob
Yeah.
runs those places.
I think the last, yeah,
Absolutely.
for
That's a good way
sure.
to throw bodies away is you just bone and aluminum cans.
I think the last time that I watched The Walking Dead, they had an episode where all the zombies were falling into one,
Like a meat grinder.
like a
Yeah.
big meat grinder. And I was
I'm-
like, man, that looks brutal.
I watched an episode tonight before this show. I was eating dinner and I was going to ask you, are you still watching this?
Sure not. You
Debacle
talked me out of
it
it,
is.
man.
What?
It is so shitty now.
Oh, I heard it got worse. I heard it got even worse than when we jumped off, which hasn't been that long.
It's just annoying now. And it's just like, but we watch it to be like, I've spent so much time with this, I got to know how it ends.
What show is that?
But it's not.
Walking
But the
Dead.
thing that's aggravating is even if you followed through with that theory, like I've got to see the end of this thing. You're not seeing the comic book. That's my main thing. Once they started
You
getting,
never saw the comic book.
well, yeah, it was a lot closer the first 3 seasons though, except for what was it, Daryl that wasn't in the comic book, right? Daryl's not in the comic book, I think.
I don't know. Yeah.
But it did stick to the comic for 3 seasons, I thought, outside of a main character that really wasn't in the comic. But once it started just veering off completely, yeah, that's when it all went to shit, man. And then they lost their writers, right? Then they lose a bunch of their writers and shit
They got eaten.
by zombies.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah, so
Got stabbed in the
But-
head.
yeah, meat grinder. I don't want to go out that way.
I
Or
wouldn't wanna
human
go out on a meat
garbage
grinder.
disposal.
No.
Fuck that.
No.
I got too much to live for to get my blue jeans caught in one of those.
Thomas, I also don't want to be buried in the desert. So if that's your plan, I don't want that to happen either. Or if we're going on a Hoover Dam tour and you want to push us off the edge,
Oh man, that sucked.
I don't want to do that.
Well, see you later, guys.
I don't want to go skydiving over the strip and you pack our chutes with anvils.
And yeah, he's like, trips off, guys. We just called his bluff.
We're just calling him out on everything.
Well, I
Right
didn't
here
get
and there.
invited, so
Thomas, you asshole. Do you not like women?
I don't think he trusts you.
Matt is a sexist.
And he probably doesn't want to kill you.
No, he wants to kill you for sure.
He says you're
you're
no
no
good to me. Wow.
Dead.
What'd he say? He said you're not good to him alive?
Yeah, he says you're no good to me.
Dead.
Dead. Nope.
Oh, that means he wants to keep you alive. He is going to kill us.
You're no good to me. Dead. Is that how I should have read that? Like,
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I think he was saying.
Maybe.
that's what he said. He wants to. Maybe because he doesn't want to kill you. Nope. You're no good to me. Dead.
That's what he
how I
said.
read that.
That's how I would have read it. Matt Thomas.
You're no good to me. Dead.
RoboTuner Live on Tuesday nights. Oh, wait. No.
It's coming back. He says that April 1st, be ready for something.
It's go time, huh?
It could be. Totally go time. All right, so I guess happy Tuesday, Matt.
Happy Tuesday, Dustin.
Happy Tuesday, Jesse.
I like Shinerbach beer.
Happy Tuesday, Dustin.
brewed and bred out of Keller, Texas.
Happy Tuesday, Matt.
You should try
Happy
some of this
Tuesday,
whiskey.
Jesse.
Happy Tuesday, Dustin.
Happy Tuesday, Jesse. I said it already. I'm the
Happy
one who
Tuesday,
brought it up.
Marlon. No, we're not
No,
doing that
I
anymore.
don't have it loaded up. I haven't
well,
loaded that up in a long time.
Happy Tuesday, Bigfoot.
Whoa.
Happy Tuesday.
RoboTuner's going to fatten me
Becky.
up and wear my skin.
What?
Jesus Christ.
He put that on there. He said that on there.
Happy Tuesday, Jeffrey Lord.
Happy
Well, that was
Tuesday,
Bigfoot.
Buffalo Bill Thomas.
So let's knock something out serious right off the top here. I guess Friday morning we all woken up to some sad bit of news.
I found out Thursday evening.
I went to bed before this happened. Did you find out Thursday evening?
I found out actually Thursday afternoon by Casey,
Oh.
who found out through Sarah Pribble. So the show Thursday was already kind of emotional, but seeing the friends that have that connection as well, like I hadn't seen Shay in a couple weeks, so it was a very endorphin-y
Well, you're
hug.
being very coded here, so let's get this out. We found out that a friend of of the show and a huge friend of the local scene passed away, and that was Dwayne Smith. And a lot of you probably know him from his band that he was in, Southern Train Gypsy, or the festivals he threw at Lola's,
Fuzzed Out Festival.
and what was it, Rockatron?
Mhm.
And he was a really, really good guy here in the scene. Now, what you were talking about on Thursday night was the final Panic Volcanic show.
Yeah, it was Chris Cole's last show. He did his final set on drums with All Clean, and he did his final set with Panic Volcanic. And I think between the Dead Vinyl and Panic Volcanic kids, they kind of had like a see you later cold jam kind of barn burner, tear it down. I left before Dead Vinyl was able to accept more awards. But there was a lot of people at that show, but already kind of knowing that the word had kind of spread around, and
Is that kind of where it all broke out with
That-
everybody? Because
yeah.
I wasn't on anything
Yeah.
social media wise on
No, and,
Thursday, and then when I
um,
woke up Friday, that's when I saw it.
I know that Matt Leslie changed his profile picture Thursday, and a few other people kind of they just did Fort Worth lost a good one tonight, and then Friday a lot of people found out.
Yeah,
So
Friday
it
was a sad day. It was all
Friday
gloomy and
was real
stuff.
sad.
It was a very sad
And then we
day.
got that news, and then the put me in a funk all weekend. But the
Put me in a funk too. It was he was a good dude. He helped us out immensely
Yeah, he
when
did.
we first started this show out, because he was one of the guys that got us right
Yeah.
off the bat and wanted to bring Southern Train Gypsy in immediately. And then all the festivals he threw, he invited us out to hang out and freaking arranged interviews with national bands
yeah,
at his shows. He like lined everything up, and
yeah,
he took care of us. He got us.
yeah. Our story's a
That
lot like
was
the other bands
really,
and
really
stuff
cool.
out there. He took us in under his wing and got us where we needed to be with the local music scene. And I think he did that with a lot of bands too. He was just one of those dudes that is vibrant. It's like a steroid to a stale local music scene at times. When you have someone like that can just come in and kick something into overdrive like he did, it's just amazing. Amazing dude. He came in. He was always had a good attitude. It sucks because the first time that they came on the show, he was stoked because he just kicked it.
Yeah.
What they thought. And so that sucks. And the thing that was cool about him is he would never shy away from what was going on with him health-wise. He would tell you, well, this could be my last show. I mean,
Yeah.
he didn't. And you'd be like, oh, man, don't say that. He's like, it's back, man. Fuck. Let's do a shot. Or, well, he never did a shot with me because I don't think he was drinking at the time. But
Yeah, you just did all the shots.
I did all the shots.
One of the coolest things ever was the show that Southern Train Gypsy did for him as a benefit to help raise money at the Grotto.
That was a great show.
And that was right after we started this show. I mean, it was good 5.5 years ago, if
Yeah.
not longer. Hell, it may have been before we even started this show. But he wasn't there. But they FaceTimed him because he was down in Houston going through his treatment. They FaceTimed him and everything. But they had a cardboard cutout.
Yep.
And they had it up on stage and were kind of dancing around. Then they threw it out in the crowd and everybody started
Crowd
carrying it
surfing.
around, crowd
Crowd
surfing it.
surfing the cardboard.
And I was like, that's so freaking cool.
Did they light it on fire at the end of it?
I don't think they did they?
And that's what Aiden did with Cult.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But I was
Stupid.
just lit himself on fire.
I
Please.
wish.
Anyway. But I was like, that is just so freaking awesome.
Yeah.
That, and everybody, Grotto was packed out
Yeah.
for him. He was, saying he was a good dude is a complete understatement. But he did a lot for this scene, a lot for the metal side of the scene, and a lot getting
He brought a lot of people
badass
together.
bands into Lola's. And getting
Getting
people together.
a lot of people to see some bands that they probably would never be able to see, like being able to see how packed out
He did,
Lola's and Grottos would be.
he that band, you want to hear some cool fucking stories, you go talk to the rest of those guys because they got some cool stories and they involve Dwayne and we remember when we just sat in here after when they were all in here and we just listened to their stories for about 2 hours.
Yeah, seriously. We
Just
were
going,
out here for
"Oh
like
my
2
gosh."
hours just talking like, good
Yeah.
Lord.
And the thing that sucks is everybody in Southern Train Gypsy, just they're all great guys, and the way they handled, like the way they've done everything has been spot on to what a local band should do, and just like his death, they're doing it the right way, and I feel sorry for them. It's just like when you posted that, I feel really bad for their family, the Southern Train Gypsy family, and Dwayne's family.
Last time Southern Train was in here, they kind of got into it. You can go look it up. The last time we had them in here in the show, they got into it and actually got to talking deep down about how they felt and how they, at the time when Dwayne was going through everything, and it was something like they hadn't really
Yeah.
confronted each other with before, and it was really, really sweet.
It was another one of those
Really,
weird
really.
shows where the band comes in and didn't know that they were going to talk about something, and then they end up doing it, and it might have been one of the first times that they all got together and went
But they
through it.
were. You talk about bands or like a brotherhood, or the
Mhm.
friendships are strong. Those guys
Yeah.
were brothers, and
Still are.
they still
are
are
brothers.
And our thoughts go out to them and go out to Dwayne's family.
Yeah, for sure, man. The
Um,
badass dude.
There is a celebration of life this weekend for him.
This right here is one thing I hate being out of town for.
It's going to be held at the Skyview Funeral Home from 2 to 4, and that is located at 7220 Rendon Bloodworth Road, and that's down in Mansfield. So if anybody needs any details on that, we can definitely get the info loaded up with the page.
Yeah, we'll put it we'll put it in our show notes, like just real big in the middle, so that way if you need the address or whatever.
And if anybody needs any rides or any, Casey actually told me that some bands are gonna. One of the guys from Wilson's gonna be coming into town because he brought them into town for a couple of shows. So he's a few other band people are gonna be coming into town. So
It was funny that last Fuzzed Out Fest was when Black Pussy was going through all their controversy with the Denton thing.
Yeah.
right.
And that was such crazy chaos. Like, were they going to get to play? Were they not going to get to play? Is Lola going to let them play?
Was that 2014?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe so. Oh. He'll be missed. Definitely will be missed.
Absolutely.
So Coles is leaving Fort Worth?
Cole's gone.
Where am I going to get my sweet ass shirts?
Well, okay. So
You
I never,
I mean,
KOHL.
no.
KOLE.
I'm sorry.
So now that he's gone, how many people do you think are going to start wearing crop tops all the time? Because he rocked that look for so long.
None.
No, you missed it last night. I'm sure the picture's out there, but last night was.
So what's his deal? Where's he going?
He moved down to New Orleans. His
No.
girlfriend Penny.
He'll be in rehab in
No.
2 weeks. No, that's you,
he's-
Dustin.
He's probably down there. Probably, they probably got down there either sometime today or they're getting down there tomorrow. But, hey, I just came from the bar scene in Fort Worth. Fat Tuesday is a week. So how hard is it going to be for him?
Find friends.
And well, exactly. And Penny, I'm pretty sure she has a job down there, but she already has a place. So, and he's been with her for a little bit. So,
I got a buddy that's a tour guide down there.
well, and I've never, like I said, I've never been to New Orleans.
Oh man,
You've never
Yeah.
been to Vegas or New Orleans?
No, I haven't.
I've been to New Orleans a few times.
Well, Nick, like
It's
I've
really
said
good.
before, Nick
It's really good.
Both
Nick went
holes of
to-
debauchery.
Nick went to Tulane, and so he's got a history with New Orleans. Do I look like a raccoon, guys?
No,
Have you
doing fine.
Okay.
need to go down there and find the Yellow King?
Yeah, we should. Remember
Yeah.
when that first season of True Detective came out? We were like, we're gonna go down there and take pictures in all those spots.
I need to get all the.
I took pictures in several of the spots.
We didn't.
I just didn't
At
make
the
it
tree?
to Fort McCavitt and Fort whatever it is where the Yellow King's throne was.
Oh,
True Detective.
Freaking True Detective.
yeah, but Stubbs finally started season 3,
Finally.
and I just gotta finish. The last one.
Yeah, it's a dark one.
It is dark.
I like it.
I mean, they're all dark, but
but
You just wait till you get into it.
yeah,
You're just scratching the surface. Wait till you get into it. And
yeah.
it wrapped last night, or I'm sorry, Sunday night, as the Oscars were going on. And I liked it. I liked the way it wrapped up. I think it wrapped up good. It gives you know how the end of the season 1, wrapped up and gave you that little,
it tied enough loose ends, but not enough.
yeah. But it warmed your belly a little bit to know everything's kind of going to be all right.
Well, we'll see.
That's kind of how this one ends. You're like, okay, everything's going to be.
My impression right
All right.
now, well, the first episode, I was thinking, okay, this is a take on the West Memphis 3, is
Yeah.
what I thought. But when they immediately find the boy, and then it's separated from the girls, like, okay, nope, we're not doing the West Memphis 3. This is going to be something else. And then when they end the second episode with the dude in his pajamas in the middle of the street looking at a burned down house, spoiler alert.
You just
wait and
catch
see?
up.
Okay,
You
okay.
just keep watching.
Let's see what happens. Maybe I'll watch it on the way to Vegas. That'd put me in a good mood.
You could.
Just not feeling it. Time is a flat circle.
Have you gotten to the just blatant racism in this season though?
Oh yeah,
It's pretty hardcore.
yeah.
It's
no,
pretty
not
shocking.
really. Then
But it's fine. It's
Because it's in the 80s
They're
and the 90s.
they're trying to
you're
push
in
it
3 timelines.
right.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
realize
right. The only racism there's really been is that TV show that's trying to film the dude, and they keep pressing that narrative on him. And he's
Just keep
But Steven
watching.
Dorff uses. They get into
like, "Oh, they do.
Oh,
very
yeah.
racist.
He's good in it.
conversations.
He
Oh, he's
is.
great.
Yeah.
He's great.
This
Yeah,
and just the aging makeup they've done for all of the season. This season is for all 3 timelines. It's spectacular.
I'm waiting for this referral back to the first season too. I keep like they're gonna talk about.
You just wait.
Just
about-
chill,
Wait.
relax. You don't want me to spill anything. Since you're
No
in season
beans.
2.
Yeah, I
No
I
beans.
can't. No beans. I can't wait to watch that last one. So if you've already seen it, Dustin, then you already know, right?
Yeah, when it finished,
Okay,
who's that?
hold on.
Oh, is this a telemarketer? Hold on, let's sit back.
Scam.
Yeah.
Hello. 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 Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Yes. Hello.
This is the greatest thing ever.
Hi.
Am I on LSD?
Hi. Hello.
I'm on LSD, aren't I?
Hello. This one?
What can I do for you?
I cannot hear you. Can you call back?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's from.
Panties?
Sorry.
Panties or no panties?
Have you ever won a marathon?
Hello.
Sorry, sir. Hello.
Hello? I tell you, the reception is bad.
What can I do for you?
What can I do for you?
Or for you? Or can I do you?
Dial, sir. I'm so sorry, sir.
Who?
I'm sorry? Who you looking for?
Oh.
She's like, I just talked to some poor grandpa. That's what happens when you call our podcast show during the show. I want to sell us, I don't know, what's something they're selling these days, these telemarketers.
Oh, so if anybody wanted to call the show right now.
Well, you can call you can always call our
Call our
hotline
hotline.
at,
We're talking to you, Kevin. Speaking of Mass and True Detective, for Saturday night, ran by there for the
Was it
Methinks
Saturday?
show,
It
and
was
Lord Buffalo was there.
Good.
And there were two other bands.
God.
yeah,
Uh,
But this Lord Buffalo,
Fall? No.
Fuffalo,
Lord Buffalo band fired up.
board Fuffalo.
Lord Buffalo.
Gotcha.
And you talk about the soundtrack to True Detective. That's what they performed.
It was so good.
It was so good.
What was-
so dark?
The violin player.
They sucked you in with this nice, easy
There's a fiddle.
music going. Yeah, no bass player. It was all
Lucky.
foot Taurus pedals on the floor, and so they sucked you in with this nice hypnotic music, and then dropped the doom hammer on you and made it evil and stole your soul.
Doomhammer, copyrighted by Jerry Jonestown Massacre Podcast.
They just dropped it.
If you want to use that as a band name, contact Dustin
It was
at
like-
gmail.com.
It said, "This is the destroyer of all worlds." Wham!
Yeah.
They were good.
You were, when we were in I Was Once Eaten, the band that we played with at the Rail, that Relapse band,
Mm-hmm.
Royal
Thunder.
Thunder was them?
Mm-hmm.
They were
Before
True
they
Detective.
were anything. They opened for us. Before
No,
they
we
were-
opened for them, didn't we?
No, they played before us.
That's a mistake.
That was a huge mistake.
Was that the same show that we played with the Colombian band? That,
Yeah, them guys.
the Head
Head
Crushers.
Crusher. Yeah.
Those dudes
Silver
were
Tongue
brutal.
Devil.
Yeah, with the Pit Bulls came in. And
Yeah. But the
Pit Bulls.
Royal Thunder was just driving through town and was needing a place to play.
Mr. Worldwide?
Not that pit bull. But good.
Fireball.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, wait, that's Rico Suave, isn't it?
Rico.
But they're good. You need to go check this
Are they
band
from
out.
here or what? What are they from Austin?
Two are from Austin, two are from Oklahoma City. They meet in the middle and do shows.
I'll check them out,
Wanna
But
man.
they
start
do stuff in
walking.
Austin.
This way.
Are they on the Spotters?
Yes. They're on
check
the
it out.
Spotters. They're on the Apple Music.
Yeah.
They're on the band camps.
Napster?
Probably. If you can still launch Napster. If you
With
can
MySpace?
LimeWire.
if the UI
Well, I gotta
still
shut down
works,
MySpace
find
first.
Find a proper torrent.
gotta log out of MySpace in order to
Oh.
I
what's
think
the
I
show
heard that
line?
MySpace is still hanging
Like if
on.
anybody wanted to call us right now and I put it out on the social media, what is it?
682.
682
That's all I know.
593
593.
JJTM.
Now it's going to go to voicemail.
But they can
because-
leave a voicemail and then we
Yeah.
can respond to it.
Now, if they want to call, we got to set something up.
I mean, if anybody wanted to call
The-
the show line.
So I think we should start a new segment since this is now becoming a staple in American households. We need to do a Netflix segment every other show, every couple of shows. Talk about what we're watching and what's
I'll
going
be
on.
down with that.
Every 3 weeks.
every 3
Can I-
weeks.
I
You
think
wanna-
that's
Netflix
good
and
because
Hulu
think
show?
about because they do dump and add
Mhm.
variously like throughout the month. Like they'll just add like maybe in that third week of the month, all of a sudden I'll be like, oh well, shit. Here's like
Well, as long as we're talking about it, can I throw something out there real quick?
yeah.
So I finally watched the Abducted in Plain Sight.
Okay.
Finally,
See, this is why I want to do this so
All right.
we can talk about what we've been watching on Netflix.
You mean to tell you what I think?
That-
Fake.
no,
The whole fucking thing.
no.
I bet you in a few years it comes out that whole thing's a farce. Because the end of it, I'm starting to go, the way they're acting, like it starts. The acting starts getting weird when
The
they're getting
family is very
interviewed.
nonchalant about things, and they're not
Yeah.
too
I-
distressed about things.
No,
I'm
feel
calling
like
fraud.
I feel like they probably sold their story a long time ago to maybe kind of call out against the Church of Latter-day Saints.
I think it's fraud.
Because like
but
you
there was no
mentioned,
attacking the Mormons.
no, it was, but that was kind of the thing. It's like, oh, well, we met in church, and so it was like my family was like their family, and it was just so
But
intermingled.
then that was it. In
already.
fact, the Latter-day Saints was only mentioned once, I think.
I know. So
the
that
very
it's
beginning.
not like they really
Yeah.
wanted to point to that, but at the same time, it was kind of like, well, the '70s culture. But then again, it's in Idaho.
I don't have any proof
you know,
except the
it's-
way that they were
It's
acting.
just kind of weird that that's not normal with other. I mean, obviously, like yeah, I get it's families.
I
are
thought it was because
close,
I
like,
was drunk when I saw it the
but-
first time, but
But whenever it starts, I mean, can we do spoilers? Are we able to-
Everybody spoiled
yeah,
the
everybody's
shit out of
this
this.
has been
no.
all over the place.
But like that, well, and whenever
It's
I
kid
found
stuff.
out that actually came out in 2017, but it just now landed on Netflix, and that chick apparently was on some show on the WB or CW or whatever it was.
See,
at the
now this
time.
is getting more.
like she's
I'm
had a
thinking it's
career.
fraudulent.
The
And there
Biggest
was
Loser.
was there a book? Yeah, didn't her and her mom write a book about it?
I think so.
Yeah, so there was already rights, and of course, since Netflix really is killing it on the true crime series and quick movies, and that one really was a quick watch, but there was something that did seem a little set up. The dad seemed, and I understand that just because they held out from telling and calling the cops because they didn't want their dirty laundry to be let out. So you can obviously tell that even after all this time, it's still
I would not be surprised. I don't have
easy,
any proof, but I would not be surprised
how
if a few
fucked
years
up
down.
that you wait
We find out it's
5
fake.
days
Yeah, to call the cops. Oh,
Just
it's the
because,
70s
oh,
and things.
well,
No, it's your
you know,
fucking kid is gone.
that's my husband, and well, obviously your husband has issues.
I'm sorry. If Matt and I are driving down the road and he says he's having issues with Brittany and he's backed up and he just needs to have sex,
It's kid stuff.
and I look over and I see him with a boner, you know what I do?
Get some relief.
I punch him in the face and then I stab him in his dick.
You wouldn't take care of it?
That's quick
No.
relief.
You
No.
wouldn't relieve me?
That's sweet relief.
No. I'd be
Give me
like,
some relief?
this is for your dick.
Right to go, Ramsey.
Well, okay, so if you are backed up, the normal guy goes and takes a shower and jacks off.
Yeah.
But it was just his way to be able to manipulate. So
It's
it's
the
like
70s.
I've got with that too.
Swingers.
It's like, oh well, I fucked your wife. You
I fucked your daughter. I built
jerked
a
me
wall.
off. Have you seen the picture where it's like they blurred out the other two sisters,
Yeah.
and it's
that.
like we all suck the same dick?
The thing that really made me start thinking, is this real or not? Is the alien tape recorder. Like, you're all going along, you're like, okay, this is all fine. Then all of a sudden it's like, and then these aliens brainwashed me and they told me that I had to procreate with
Well,
this man in order to save
if-
the planet.
Well, think about like he obviously was one of the poems and the shit and the stuff they have on tape where he's like the poems about Dolly, like all that. He literally was such a narcissistic sociopath that he really would make those tapes to go back and listen to. So when whoever found his like stash of love of Jan.
I'm out.
No.
I think it's.
I think it's
I was
fake.
One, I was
don't know.
disappointed because it was one of those shows that I listened to people talk about way too much before I watched it, and so
That's
I was
why I watched it
disappointed. I was
before
like,
that.
"This is fucking retarded."
Yeah.
Is what I was thinking the whole time. I wasn't shocked because I'd already heard
You
all
already
the
knew.
shocking things.
Right.
That a guy was going to jack off another guy
Yeah, and so
and it turned you on.
yeah,
Were they going to do?
I was like, "Where's the
Were you
what's
waiting for
what's
that?
wrong with this?
Like,
Is there something wrong with this?"
Can you, what? We do this all the time.
Yeah, everybody's done a circle jerk one time or another.
I'll sit up at the bar at billiards. Gary just reaches over, jacks me off.
Yeah, but
Little ski action.
ski pole,
Ski poles.
ski pole.
I have two
Why didn't
shows.
he call it that too?
I don't know.
Some relief.
What,
Some
a ski
relief.
pole? Oh, I have two
He
shows
ski poled me.
that you will enjoy. One
Mars.
of them is...
Have you started Mars?
On Netflix?
It's not on Netflix. This is something else.
This
but-
bit is
oh no,
called Netflix.
it is Netflix. It is on Netflix now.
What
Or is it
I'm
on
sorry.
Hulu? Hulu and Amazon works too, but
It's Netflix.
it is on Netflix. No,
It originally came out on Discovery or something.
the first off, Murder Mountain.
Watched it.
Yeah,
I
Gary
binged
told me
it
about
after
that.
we talked about it on Sunday. I
I-
binged it.
I binged it.
I
'cause
believe Gary
downloaded
told me
all-
that told me about that one.
So that is about Humboldt County in California, where all the hippies went to grow weed and start a whole commune up there, and weed culture is big, and all the weed farms are up there, and it's about how they could grow it up there. It's very illegally for years because under the canopy of the redwoods and stuff, you could grow it, and it was kind of just there wasn't enough sheriffs to take care of everything or policemen to take care of everything.
Yeah.
In fact, there's only a sheriff and a deputy, I think, in the entire county. But it talks about, people disappearing and dying up there, and then how these guys that have been doing it illegally for years are starting to go to the white market to do it legal. And what it's going to do to their
Well, because they've had their
product and
setup,
stuff,
and
and
they've
their
brought
setups.
they've brought the kids, and the
Yeah.
kids are even helping out on the farms.
But it's pretty crazy as they're driving around and showing areas where you're in the middle of the woods with these redwood trees and stuff, and it looks like Beirut. Like cars are blown up and set on fire and destroyed, and there's all this shit everywhere because people have been killed and murdered and
Yeah.
shot up there. That you go up there. They were talking about these kids go up there and they work for a summer,
Yeah.
and then these guys that run these farms don't want the kids letting
Whoever
out.
on there, yeah.
where
Yeah.
they're
There's a-
at, the locations and stuff, so they kill them.
There was
Yeah,
a comedy
they get
that
all
was
the work
kind of
out of
based
them.
on that.
It's like, yeah,
Was it
we're not going
Upriver?
to pay you.
Up the River or something, or with the dude from SLC Punks.
Yes.
Wasn't it called Up the
Up the
River
River.
or something like that? But it kind of touched on that. I don't know what do you remember when TV station, radio station tower, that big hill right there when you cross over into Dallas,
Hill.
Cedar Hill, when they found under the canopy of all the wooded area there, they found a big ass pot field,
Yeah.
and they didn't have any idea who was running that thing.
They never found out about it or anything.
Yeah, did they finally come out and say they think it was cartel that put it there?
I don't think that. I don't know.
Or was it
I
just
don't
one of
think they
those
ever found
True
anything.
Detective Part 4?
Yeah, could have been. Figure out.
Maybe it was Thomas.
There's weed dolls over there. The other thing is, which
Smoke it.
I started this week, or no, I started on Friday. I watched a little bit more today while I was working. Sunderland Till I Die.
Mm-hmm.
And that follows the Sunderland soccer team. 2 years ago, they were in the EPL and they got regulated. And for those that don't follow the EPL or English soccer,
This was a miracle, more than
is
Tony
that
Romo.
when regulation is there's 20 teams. Okay, the way the EPL works is the Premier League is the top tier, then the Champions League is the second tier, then there's League 1 is third tier, League 2 is third tier, and it goes down. And it actually goes down to, I think there's 160 leagues and 400 and some odd divisions in England. And it is technically possible to say that like a neighborhood scrub team could make it into
Yeah.
the Premier League status within a couple of years. That's the way it's designed. So like you and I, if we lived in England, we could put together a squad,
Kel City.
and in 3 years,
Kel City United.
if we were badass, could actually be in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So that's the way it's built. It's built that way to be fair. Of course, it's not really fair because you have the top dogs that have never left the Premier League, which is Man City, Man U,
Chelsea.
Liverpool, Chelsea, the teams that everybody knows. Arsenal, they've never been out of the Premier League. Well, the way the season works is there's 20 teams in the Premier League in each division. And at the end of the season, the bottom 3 teams get shoved down to the tier below them. And the top 3 teams from that tier get pushed up. Well, on this show, they're following Sunderland around, and they get regulated to the Champions League. and they start playing down there. And normally you'd think, okay, if this team is Premier League worthy, they're going to get down there and dominate. They don't. And they get shoved back into the relegation status the entire season of this Champions League, and they're about to get shoved out into the group, or what was it, League One. And it's shocking, and you get to see the inside workings of
What was the team a couple of years ago?
total Premier League team.
Wasn't there a team a couple of years ago that got that? Okay, you call it regulated when you get pushed down. What do you call it when you go up? When you get moved
promoted?
up?
I thought it was just promoted.
Well, wasn't there a team like 2 or 3 seasons ago that got promoted and won it recently?
Yeah, wasn't that Leicester City?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was their. Weren't they right back up from?
they had just come out. They had just
And
got
they
promoted
won
in the
it.
Premier League and won
And-
the Premier League
Yeah.
title.
So
But this is awesome because you get to, you know how we have Hard Knocks and we
Mhm.
have that football thing, the Dallas Cowboy thing that was on Amazon Prime, whatever it was. I can't
Yeah.
remember what it's called. That's basically what it is, but following Sunderland around. And instead of just staying within the team, they go out into the community
yeah,
and they start talking to people that are season ticket holders, that are diehard fans, people that already have their caskets painted in Sunderland colors and are going to be buried in a soccer kit. I mean, over there, it's not just fandom, it's life. When you live in these different cities, soccer, football is life. And it's amazing watching these guys. You're used to watching teams on these shows be badass. And you're not seeing a badass team. You're seeing a team lose all their shit that has a gigantic ass 40, 50,000 seat stadium that is now 4,500 people are showing up to watch it. It's empty.
yeah.
And there's holes everywhere. And it's ridiculous.
You know what would be cool? Have you ever thought about
Such a
this?
sad story. And I'm waiting to see if it turns around because I haven't gone back to look at their stats.
Have you ever thought about this? Why doesn't the NFL do like they do? You know how they have the academies over there? Like you can go to school to be on Liverpool. Like
Yeah.
Liverpool even has an academy here.
Yeah,
that you can get in.
Every major EPL team has an
Right.
academy here.
So
The Vaqueros
How-
have an academy.
how awesome would it be if the NFL started doing that?
Those are not EPL.
Like you could get a kid.
But it's a good start for soccer here in North Texas.
You could get a kid that was in the 5th grade and be like, okay, you're joining the Dallas Cowboys academy, and you're going to start.
The goal is for you to join.
Yeah, we're going to bring you along. You're going to go through the training, and you're going to learn
We're
everything
gonna
about the
teach
Dallas
you right.
Cowboys. We're going to teach you the
Well, that's
Dallas
what the,
Cowboy way.
The Star School's that way.
Yeah.
The Dallas Stars, when they opened up
But
all
they
those
don't-
Dr. Pepper centers.
But you don't go to school. Like these are.
No, these guys were in training to get into the farm system of the
But
Stars.
I think over there, like if you go to Liverpool Academy or whatever
You're
it is,
gonna play for Liverpool, in
and
one
you
day
go to
if you're
school,
badass.
you leave your family and you go to school there. Like it's
okay.
it's like a preparatory school. I think. I'm sure someone that knows more about the EPL knows better than me,
You know, they
but
touched on that on the episode I watched
I
today.
think they do that there.
They touched on that because there's a bunch of kids hanging out and it's snowing, and they're all in their kits.
Yeah.
Their Sunderland kits, and they're joking around. They're having a snowball fight, and they're waiting for the regular team to come out
Yeah.
to practice, and they get into a huge snowball fight with them. But they talk about how they're there for training to play and go to school,
Yep.
teaching and learning.
That'd be hardcore,
And
man.
It's pretty badass. I think this is more in depth than any Hard Knocks type thing we have over here. It's really really badass because you get to see it from every aspect,
Yeah.
and the seeing it from the fan aspect, and they even like the chef of the team.
Mm-hmm.
They spend a lot of time with her, talking to her, and she's like, "Yeah, this
She
team's
hot?
absolute shit." No, she's an old lady, but they're blunt.
What do you got against old
They
ladies?
are blunt, and you know when you start getting relegated down and your team turns on you,
You're playing the YMCA in Watauga.
that's
You're
when,
in that league.
That's when shit urine bombs start happening again.
Well, they
no
happen
one
at normal
cares.
games.
Well, they've kind of stopped because you can get in big trouble for urine bombs now. But they get like one of the guys at one of the games I was watching today got pissed off at the camera guy and shoved the camera guy down some stairs and shattered the lens of the camera. he was shooting him with. He's like,
was the
get that
guy
fucking
okay?
thing out of my face. And just shove him and go down. Yeah, he's all right.
Man,
But that was
I
a
wonder
fan
if he
just getting
sued
pissed. I don't know.
for some pounds.
No one cares.
Wonder if he sued
Would
for
you sue?
40 million pounds.
Would you sue a hooligan?
A hooligan?
Yeah, that's basically what these guys are. They're hooligans.
No.
Would you
I-
sue one? They'd come hunt you down.
Yeah, especially West Ham.
Yeah,
They'd,
They'd
those
gut
guys
you.
don't play.
They don't play.
The Hammers? Isn't that what they're called?
And one other thing was there's another series on there called 7 Days Out. And I watched 3 episodes of it, and one of them is on the Cassini spacecraft that circled Saturn for 15 years.
Yeah.
It's the most epic thing I've watched in a long time.
Well, that brings me to Mars. You got to watch that show.
And it's on Netflix too?
It's on Netflix. It originally aired, I think, on Discovery. And here's the thing that's cool about it. They go from fiction to nonfiction. They go from 2000, I think they start at 2012, and then they fast forward to 2033. So you have this story going along about our first landing on Mars and how they start to colonize it. But then you have interviews with Elon Musk about SpaceX and what's really going on right now.
Are these good interviews, or does
They're
he look
very good.
bored and strange?
No, he's into it.
Not like the Joe Rogan interview where he
No.
was strange as shit.
No, you'll like this.
Okay.
Like, he's the best interview. They interview a bunch of people because it's like a normal documentary. But then after they do about 10 minutes of that part, then they'll go ahead and go back to the storyline. And then when issues come up, like for instance, they'll start talking about troubleshooting and stuff like that. Something that goes wrong on Mars on the fictional part. Well, then they'll go back and talk to all these engineers and NASA people from NASA and everything, going over. Yeah, see, here's the problem, and they'll explain exactly why this poses such a problem on Mars. Like it might not seem a big deal here, and it doesn't sound like that big of a issue, but this is why it is a huge issue up on Mars and could completely collapse the whole program. So it's really cool.
That was kind of like what the thing was with that 7 Days Out about Cassini is they start talking really in depth about all the debris that floats around Saturn, because you have the rings that are all, broken up rocks and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And how the point of it is the mission's coming to an end, and they need to have that satellite. They need to destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
So what they're going to do is they're going to do a burn into the atmosphere of Saturn and let it burn up, completely disintegrate. But what they're trying to do is avoid moons, because if it crashes into one of Saturn's moons, they found one that actually has like water and stuff on it. They don't want to hit one of the moons and cause human bacteria that could be on the spacecraft to now maybe escape and start, mutating and invading that moon.
Make new life forms.
So they're like, yeah, no, we got to crash this right. And they're all talking about, this is at JPL, the Jet Propulsion Laboratory out in California, where they're watching it, all this data and stuff. And they've been planning this for days, getting it all lined up and set. And they're slingshotting around one of the moons to go into Saturn. And the other thing is, like, the last 5 minutes of that satellite's life, they will get more data from that than basically the entire trip they've ever had, because they're actually breaking the atmosphere and they're setting it up to where hopefully it can transmit as much data it can back before it burns up. And it's like 4 a.m. They're having a huge party out on the lawn. All these people show up and they get around and they sling it around and they start bringing it in, and they're like, T-minus 10 minutes till burn up or whatever. And all this data starts coming through, and then it actually goes longer.
Yeah.
Like it goes past what they thought, and they're freaking out. And like there's one line of one of the scientists going, "Give me 4 more minutes, 4 more minutes." And he's like, all this data is coming back, and finally, they lose all signal, and they all just kind of like look at each other like, well,
Yeah.
the mission's over. And these guys have been working on this for like 15 years. And the main engineer lady, she's like, before the satellite was, when they were building it and testing it, she would sit in the room with it. And as they were doing different things, she would listen to the satellite, the noises it would make. So say they're moving fins or opening up a solar array or something. She would sit there and listen to it. So that way she would know here on Earth what it sounded like, what sounds it was making when they would send it commands. And she was like, it was my little baby. It was my child. She's all sad, and there's another girl that hadn't been there that long. She's all crying and everything. I was like,
I really like how people have pack bonded to like opportunity, like all
Yeah. Yeah.
everything that was happening. Like what after
Pour one out for opportunity.
that's what I was saying.
but
guys.
opportunity
And then, like,
was crazy.
That was crazy.
yeah,
because it was only supposed to last
originally
15.
Yeah,
was it-
90 days.
I thought it was 15 days. Was it 90 days?
It was 90 days,
And
I
it
think.
went for
12
ever?
years.
15 years.
That's
Yeah.
what it was. 90
Yeah.
days and 15 years.
And
yeah.
the last, like, it's my battery's running low and it's getting cold. It's like
Darkness is
dark.
creeping in.
No,
Things
it's
are
my
getting
battery's running low and it's getting dark and cold, and it's like,
It's freaking funny. And I like that now there's a GoFundMe to get Elon Musk to go to Mars to reactivate it. To fix it and get it going again.
well, and I guess it could be just like an old web comic, and it was whenever it was Spirit actually one of the first rovers that went before Opportunity. It's so Spirit
It drove
went
by Spirit.
well,
Took pictures of it. and
mhm.
everything.
so Spirit, it's obviously still there and everything. So it's like where Spirit was like on day whatever, and like where it like hits a rock and it's stuck. And it was left at that. And someone has gone on to create the next panel for this webcomic, and it's like where we are on Mars. And so it's like a bubble and like the red rocks and like the grass and everything. And then you see like the huge bubble of being on Mars. So it's like, you know, we're going to be on Mars and be able to go see the robots that just crapped out.
Yeah, that's what they were already talking about. Was like, once we colonize Mars,
Yeah, we're just going to have little
there are
monuments
going to be statues
already.
up there.
Yeah.
They're going to pull them out and make them statues.
Yeah.
It's like,
Matt Damon, we're gonna see him up there.
those storms are bad, man. And I guess when all that was going down, it came out like we've only seen like 5 miles of Mars. 5 miles of a
Yeah.
planet with these rovers up there for 15 years.
It's crazy.
They move slow.
No, but it's just,
They're like sloths.
it makes my head hurt. Totally makes my head hurt.
What about this? I don't know if y'all heard about Israel going to the moon. They've decided they're going to go to the moon now.
To check on their moon bases.
That's what I was. That's the first thing I said. I was like, "Oh, we know what happens here."
We know what's going on there.
Yeah,
They need to get to their moon bases. But,
But
the
the-
thing
Before
is,
the
they're going to do
Nazis,
something weird though,
they're slingshotting
Yeah.
the Earth. They're gonna orbit the Earth
because there's no big rockets to
For,
propel them
like-
there. Is that the deal?
10 days, 12 days. Yeah, no one, in order to make, okay, conspiracy theory wise, was the Saturn V rockets never actually did anything.
Mhm.
They were just a big spectacle. But they say to build that rocket.
Plug for a band.
It
There.
is. We got shows coming up. But they say to build a Saturn V these days is astronomical.
Yeah,
You couldn't build one. So what they're going to do is they're going to orbit the Earth for like 12 days and then slowly build their orbit bigger
to
and bigger
slingshot them out. Yeah,
until the moon's orbit grabs them and they start orbiting the moon and then come.
this
come
isn't
down.
a manned mission, is it?
They don't know it's manned.
Oh, it is going to be a manned mission.
That's what they're saying.
And here's the okay. Why can't they just buy one of his little rockets? Like, let's do
Like
this.
his heavy lifter is still under test, and that's the one that's supposed to go to the moon.
Yeah.
But it's still being tested.
Oh, is he sending something to the moon too?
Because he's got that heavy lifter, and he just got
The Raptor or whatever? Or no, that's the capsule, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think that's the capsule. But the heavy lifter is the one that's going to be big enough to get something to the moon. But he just got, I read that yesterday morning on Reddit in the space.
Mm-hmm. Which is great.
Nerd out forever.
That's where I got that comet thing.
Yeah, that was creepy. But they just got approval for SpaceX to go to the space station. To actually launch and dock at the space station.
Well, wait a second. So they've been able to send stuff up to them and like supply it, haven't they?
I don't know.
I
'Cause
thought
it's all-
SpaceX was supplying
All I
they
know
were
is-
they were being used to send supplies and stuff to.
I thought it was just
Space
Russia and
station.
China sending
Is
stuff
it?
up.
Huh?
That's a place I want to go.
To Russia or China?
No, in Russia,
Oh yeah,
where
that'd be
their
cool.
little space facility is. And
Yeah.
that little. Have you seen pictures of their old shuttle warehouse in the desert,
Nuh-uh.
where there are two complete
I have not.
Russian cosmonaut space shuttle
Just
looking
sitting
things
there?
just sitting there and deteriorating? And these photographers have gone in there and done crazy work.
Yeah,
And it is rad. I'd go there in a heartbeat.
yeah, that'd be cool.
I just want to go to Russia.
I'd like to go to the International Space Station.
Well,
Better-
yeah,
you
I'd
better
go.
watch it.
That's another thing.
We were joking about that Russia thing.
I was talking to this on with my family was over here on Saturday, and we started watching.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
No, seen that a million times, but we started watching One Strange Rock, the Will Smith version of Blue Planet, and I brought that up, like who would go and who wouldn't.
Hmm
I'd be all over that.
Absolutely.
Give me the opportunity to go to space, and I'm on it.
Did you see the
Just
new,
not in January. That's when bad things happen.
right? Did you see the new moon that they discovered off Neptune?
I have not.
What
Yeah.
happens in January?
That's when shuttle disasters happen.
Truth.
Did both of them happen in January?
Yes.
Oh man,
How many days
Both
apart?
cold weather and ice related.
6 days apart.
Yeah, but years.
I
It
know,
was
but like
20.
six, but like
Yeah.
one was on one day in 87.
well, see,
But they were just
the
days
thing
apart.
that's thing that's crazy
It's
about
cold and ice.
Mars exploration, there's gonna be some kind of accident, like something gonna. The first few flights that are manned is gonna be pins and needles. You know what I mean? Something's gonna go wrong.
I just hope we see it.
Well,
I want to
Yeah.
experience this
I
whole
bet you-
thing of like our like parents and grandparents lived through. They got to see someone land on the moon. I want to see.
I think if we live a healthy
experience.
life, then there's a good chance of that. But you also got the end of the world that could happen at any moment.
Yeah, but if you live with that in your head,
Very
then
big rockets.
you can't live with that in your head. Those are different types of rockets. Those are called the Satan rockets that are coming from Russia with their 40.
That's the thing that's really cool about
40
space
separate
right now, though,
megaton
is
warheads.
the scientists and researchers and engineers are all on the same team. Like China, Russia, the U.S., we're all fighting the same battle as far as Mars goes.
You know my conspiracy theory? This is that empty place in Russia where the shuttles are just sitting there breaking down. And it's just an abandoned building.
Those
out in the
never
desert.
flew, though, did they?
No, they were being built and then they just stopped building them.
because they were trying to do the same setup as our space shuttles.
Yeah. But you
Which-
can go there and run through them.
On that same feed or thread subreddit, Space R, that did I think I saw somewhere on there that the iPhones have more processing
Yep.
power than the original space shuttles did.
Yep.
Isn't that crazy?
So, the Orion missions. That's what you're talking about. With
The Russian ones?
no,
The Israeli ones?
no, with SpaceX.
Oh, is that the one they're shooting to
Go to the moon.
space station? Or
To
the moon?
prepare for
station.
Mars.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, apparently. Sorry, it's been a minute, but whenever we went down to Kennedy, we actually got to saw that.
You got to saw that?
I got to saw that. No, Nick just
Did
reminded
you like
me.
saw it in
jigsaw?
half?
No, he
Or
said
Use a
he was like-
chainsaw?
what'd you do?
Excuse me, NASA.
Did you ask it a question?
Man, we're gonna have to ask you to put that chainsaw away.
That's it.
X did a question. Yeah,
Look how that main
we saw
rocket,
where the
how much-
gantries
how
were being assembled,
huge it is.
and the missions
Ours
are
was huge,
expected
but
to
not like
land on the
that.
moon. First 50 prepare
just
for
fuel.
Mars.
Yeah,
Mars.
that fuel
Why am
tank.
I guess it's just in preparation of losing another tooth. I'm just gonna have to start talking that way.
Look at that. Look at that one.
I know. I
Come
wanna
on,
go.
Dustin. We could fix this up, man. I mean, we
Where-
want to do this podcast thing.
You know what? That's what we need to do. I wonder if Russia will sell us one of these to turn it into an Airbnb.
I have a question.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
I have a podcast question
We
that
have
has
a
to do with what you're
space shuttle
doing right now.
Airbnb?
So I see these podcast shows and stuff on YouTube, and in the bottom or somewhere on the screen, listeners can look at what you're doing. Do we have capability to do that yet?
Yeah, I just have to figure out how to do it.
Because a lot of shows do that.
They do that. I just have to figure out how to do it.
Did I just
Do.
accidentally call you out?
You did call me out. What we
Your
need,
engineering skills?
listen, what we need is someone to run video in here.
Like a professional, someone that knows what they're doing.
that doesn't want to be on microphone, but will run video
I don't mind if
and will
someone
listen to us.
Well, okay, so Jamie
we tell him what to do.
on Joe Rogan's show, he doesn't just run the video, does he? He's actually doing
He runs
producer
audio.
work.
He runs everything, but he's in a separate room.
Does he do video though?
He runs the video. He runs the audio.
It's gonna
So,
run
or
this
is that
down
what you're looking
tonight.
for?
He's a
Someone
full
to do that?
engineer. God, that would take so much off me.
Wonder how much that cat gets paid by Joe.
Then I could just ease my pants down and sit back and relax.
That's why we got to monetize so we can start making moves like that.
Hey, we can now. Ladies and gentlemen, according to YouTube, we have been approved for monetization. We
Reapproved.
have reached our number and goals, the new guidelines they set out of however many hours and however many subscribers and listeners you need. We got it.
Until
We just
we
can't,
start talking shit about Michelle Obama or something.
or we can't
Then we get
play
ripped.
any more
Music, period.
period, ever. It'll be
We
the
can't
most
even
need to
play
start
our-
dry and
working on
boring
our
show.
our show song.
We do.
Shh. I wanna
I've
be
been
the first to do
working on my
that.
pipes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I don't want another show to do something like that.
Hey, what we need, if someone out there wants to make us something, we need a
No,
intro for the segment of Netflix.
Okay,
and-
there you go.
Or all of our other. We gotta. I've threw in a few different.
That's the thing that's funny is we're all three
Flex
musicians.
Flex.
We're all three
Hold on a
musicians. We
second.
should be doing this
Hold
ourselves.
on a second.
No, we have too much to do.
What?
It's true. I jack
Yeah,
off
like,
a
I'm-
lot.
I realized how busy
Like a
that
lot.
The black porn.
I didn't realize how busy I really was going to be this event season when I was like, oh shit, I'm going to make everything.
Let's
better.
talk about that.
Wait.
Event
I got
season?
one more.
Or
One more,
me, or
one
me
more
checking
Netflix
my
thing.
attitude, not letting my life get too crazy for me.
One more Netflix thing.
What? Hold on a second. I'm gonna send y'all something or show y'all something real
Okay.
quick.
Can I move on to the next Netflix thing real quick?
Hold on, I want to show you
It's
this.
about space.
Look,
Flex. That's kind of
Shirts like
funny.
that.
We do.
I know, like maybe apostrophe or no apostrophe, like whatever y'all think.
So a trailer came out.
Yeah.
Which one?
Do you know
Apollo
which one?
11?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
One
No,
that.
no.
No.
The Lords of...
No.
You know, that's out now.
No, I didn't.
And just about everybody in the Denton crew's gone up and watched it because it's shown at the Angelica or some shit or somewhere up Alamo up in Denton.
Which one are you talking about?
The black metal one you want to go see.
With
Oh,
the
yeah.
Culkin,
The
Yeah,
Lords of
whatever.
Lords of Metal.
the Lords of Summer, that's Metallica. The Lords of
No, Lords of. I thought Lords of Summer
Lords
was
of Acid.
Lords of
No, they're
Dogtown
coming
was
to trees in a
skateboards.
couple of weeks.
Lords of Darkness.
I can't remember, but no,
The whole black metal scene
Yeah.
in Norway.
I'm talking about Dirt.
And Eric Delegard said that they
awesome.
show all of the murders and the
Like the real,
like when Dead kills
Stuff.
himself and then
It's real?
Edgar Almas comes
the
in
real footage.
and takes pictures of him and then makes a necklace out of his brain. Like all that's in the movie.
Lords of Chaos.
Lords of
Chaos.
Chaos. That's it.
That's it.
No, I'm talking about Dirt.
Yeah.
That did you the?
I like that trailer.
Cannot wait to see it.
I did not watch that video that you talked about being
No.
pissed off about.
Oh, talking about the
Machine Gun Kelly.
But did you watch the trailer though,
Yes, the trailer's badass.
dude? Yeah, I
I
can't
tagged
wait.
you in it.
I can't wait.
I tagged you and Shelby and who else? Someone else that I know is a Motley Crue fan.
Yeah, and they're gonna go into the crash. Like,
They're going into everything.
yeah.
That book's ridiculous.
Oh, is it all based on the book that was? Did they? Who wrote that book?
I thought it was all from Nikki Sixx's, like his aspect of everything, but the band signed off of it and put their stories in it and everything. But he was,
Well, I can't wait. It's in March,
Yes,
right?
it is.
The end of March, or is it April?
yeah, and it's on Netflix,
That's what I'm saying. I can't wait.
so we can flick that flex that
Flicks that bean.
flex. Yeah, Netflixing the bean is another idea for that.
Whatever flicks your boat.
Hi, Wolf.
Netflix and effing.
How you doing, Wolf? This is when I pet Wolf. When y'all start talking about flicking beans.
That's you. It's a picture of you. All right, so you brought up this whole festival season crap, and I wanted to
Man.
make a observation about the month of March.
The month of March or the month of April?
Mine's always the month of March.
Okay.
The month of March is ridiculous for me every year. Does it ever get stupid for y'all?
Mhm.
Is that the worst
South
month?
by Southwest, and then in March.
And every single band in the world decides to come through
Yeah.
DFW at that time?
Yeah. It's like, well, we're already on the way. Might as
Yeah.
well
Let's
get
stop
warmed
there.
up.
They do it on the way down. They do it on the way out.
Yep.
You know who's here on the 16th? Which is
Metallica.
now stopping me from possibly going to
Metallica's
South by
playing
Southwest.
Lola's.
No, Southside Ballroom, March 16th.
I think you told me this.
Ice
Prodigy?
Cube.
Yeah. Well, he was
Ice
just here
Cube?
like 6 months ago.
Yeah, Ice Cube.
He was
Yeah.
just here like 6 months ago, and we had something going on.
And that set list was badass.
Hmm.
If he rolls with that, I might have to go shoot Ice Cube.
I'm sorry, West Coast, East Coast thing?
Yeah.
Don't
Central.
don't do
Yo,
that.
Welcome to Texas.
Well, last time he did a show. He did a show
Lil
when
Flip?
Okay, he's been here twice. He came here and did his tour, but then also I think he came back with that basketball league that he was pushing.
That was the same time.
No, I think he did a show right before that too, because I was like, wow, he was just
Toyota.
here. And it wasn't, it was?
Toyota Pavilion, yeah.
Because,
I was out of town and couldn't shoot that one.
and then he came back, I thought,
Uh,
and did a set or something at I don't know.
He didn't do
Anyway.
a Lava Cantina set, did he?
I think so.
Lindsay Palace was there the other day. Like, who wants to go?
Yeah, Lava
see
Cantina
her?
has some weird booking over there, and it smells like a strip club, which I don't mind that part.
Like
You go there quite a bit,
Stripperella?
don't you?
I did. I don't anymore.
You don't?
No. All Denton, bro.
Yeah.
Vanilla and regret.
Actually, I go to Little Elm and I go to Old Louisville and
What's in Little
Uh,
Elm?
Lake Dallas too.
The hell's in Little Elm?
Man, they've developed a shit ton out there.
Hmm.
Yeah, it gets on my nerves. I don't like going out there. Sorry, Little Elm listeners.
Remember when Little Elm was
But
like,
they've dressed
that
up
was
that
where you went to hide bodies?
they've dressed up that lake
Hazen?
that beach on the lake there. They've dressed all that up. It's all like the bridge looks like an ocean bridge. When's the last time you drove over that thing?
We had to go up there and do some work up there.
So-
yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, I don't do Lava Cantina anymore. Lava Cantina was cool though, man. They had some workers that were really healthy.
Because they're all girls from that other place down the street that are tired of wearing bikinis. What's the name of that place?
Redneck Heaven.
No.
Twin Peaks.
No.
Didn't Redneck Heaven used to put pasties on their nips and pretty much do?
They used
Full
to
on
do,
They used
pole
to have
dancing?
days called ABC where it was anything but clothes and they would paint themselves.
or they would just
Wear duct tape.
wear
On their
duct
nips?
tape or just cover themselves up with caution tape
Yeah,
everywhere.
That's
another one of those-
Then they'd bring you a.
Or am I just naming
Tight
off
ends?
different like
Tight ends.
restaurants where they're
That's it. Tight
Okay,
ends.
Sorry.
Yeah. That's what it
man,
is.
those places get on my nerves because it's always you get the guy that's not bold enough to go to a strip club with his buddies from work, like he's that Southern Baptist like Sunday school worker that
Name Matt
I'll go
Stubbs.
out with you guys, and then when the girl walks by, he always does this, like turns his rubbernecks just as some poor waitress walks by. It's like, and then he's all, "Don't
He's
tell me."
almost to the point of smacking her on the ass.
Yeah, but he-
like
you-
he's
you
very
can't do
weird
it.
about that.
Yeah, but
And you're like, come on, dude.
like, yeah, just act like you've been somewhere before.
just eat some food.
Just
dude.
eat food.
Just
yeah,
have a beer.
I like
and
Hooters
eat some
food. Hooters food is good.
Try working off.
Said
West
no
7th.
one ever.
I said me.
What do you like?
I
at
love Hooters. Well, they're old. They've kind of screwed up their
Their Daytona wings are good.
they're good, and they've kind of screwed up. But back in the day, when you had to twist the wing, do you remember?
Yeah.
They've changed the way they prep their wings now, and they're doing the same thing as all the other places. They're over saucing them. Back in the day, they used to make them in like they did it right.
There were only 3 sauces to choose from.
Right. Now they've kind of spread
Now they've
themselves
got
thin.
Like 37.
You know what I saw the other day? They have stuffed wings now.
What is that?
I don't know, but it sounds fucking delicious.
Does it?
Yeah, I'm in. But anyway,
If you
It's-
play,
that's
if
what-
you're in Vegas and you're at the Hooters casino, can you, instead of having drinks brought to the
have
table,
wings.
can you have
Endless
wings
wings.
brought to your table?
I think that'd make the slots messy.
Or like the cards, or like the
Do it with your
chips.
nose.
The chips are all greasy.
Hit the slot with your nose.
No, you get a designated young lady to feed you wings.
But that's
while you play.
am I imagining it though? Isn't that the worst thing about going to these restaurants? Is the fucking dumbass that is like, oh shit, my wife's calling, and like every time
Walks outside.
walks outside every time a poor 18-year-old girl walks by that's just got her first job ever. He's like, oh god damn, man.
Man,
Whew.
that's the thing that
Her
though,
boobs are so big.
You guys
people
want to
do that
Jaeger?
at other restaurants. Though it doesn't just happen at
Yeah,
restaurants.
that's true.
I think it's more prevalent.
Even more so because they're already on display. But honestly,
I've worked at places that the guys
Um,
cut loose time was lunch on Friday because they were going to Hooters.
Have you ever been to Rodeo Goat?
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
good burgers, by the way.
yeah. I was
I had
there.
Rodeo Goat for the first
I
time
was-
this week,
I
actually.
worked both
Really?
both Expo as well as
Brittany
I-
brought me some home from. They went to Lola's.
I was a server.
Yeah.
And I made.
Is that a restaurant?
Not really.
No, but the fact that kind of just like Flying Saucer is that there's no male servers. I mean, at Dallas, they
I've been
did
served by a male at Rodeo Goat.
in Fort Worth.
Yep.
Was he wearing Daisy Dukes? Like this guy?
Did he have a beard?
Yes.
Did he look
Was
like
he
this?
wearing glasses?
No.
What about, did he look like this guy?
No.
Yep.
He's probably one of the managers though.
He wasn't a manager. He was there in the middle of the day
Yeah.
during a week. During the week when we were up there on a crew lunch.
Yeah,
In fact, it was my
there's-
anniversary lunch.
Either
So
way,
you were those
at-
guys
at
that
Fort-
were there
No.
cutting loose.
No,
Man.
we weren't.
no,
We were
Don't
just
tell my
eating
wife,
some
okay?
burgers.
it's only just because I know that at that location
Just don't leave Hooters.
they've had gentlemen behind the bar, but there's like whoa, bro.
Just don't leave Hooters, guys. It stays here.
Key managers, and expos, but I don't think that they have had direct gentlemen.
I got a question for you, too.
Let's hear it.
Do you think there's ever been a guy that during confession, not confession, but at the Baptist churches, at the end of the sermon, you go down and you can like talk to
Whoa,
the preacher and
sir?
stuff like, you can talk to the preacher and stuff
You
like
go
that.
down
Like,
on the preacher.
you
Like
tell him,
during the altar call.
yeah, the altar call. Do you think there's ever been a guy?
Wait. Is that like altar call? What up?
Quite the opposite.
No, but like
You know-
how they do it at the chat room when it's last call.
I need to give an altar call to my boy Matt Stubbs,
Quite
living
the
it up
opposite.
in the 817.
instead of shout
Very,
outs.
very opposite.
Instead
of
of
that.
shout
That's
outs.
not what they do.
It's
Not
the
at all.
AC.
No. So, actually, what they do is they dude.
That's
I bet
cool.
you Jeffrey Lord knows what I'm talking about. They play the
wanna
music. They
see
slow it.
They
They
do.
slow the
Now-
music down.
Now's the time
They
that,
pray right.
that we
You come
wanna
down.
just
You
go
talk
ahead
about
and-
open
They
up.
slow the
come
music down. It
Yeah.
becomes doom.
and
No.
if today is
Quiet
your
the
first
music down.
day, you know, if you have fallen behind in your walk
Right.
with the Lord, this is your time.
If you've been backsliding,
I'm just going to
What if
go
he's
ahead
Mardi
and
Gras.
I'm
What if
gonna
you
go
fell
ahead
behind
and
on your
ask
water bill?
everybody to go ahead and close your eyes.
So,
and then anybody that
my
wants to
question
come
to
on
y'all
down,
is this:
I've fallen behind
Do
on
you
my water
think-
bill.
yeah, come on.
How many
down.
times
Put
do you think-
10% of your income in that tithe?
So my question is this: the guy
Tide place.
tithe.
Tide Pod
Oh, I thought you said the tide place.
tithe plate.
I'm gonna put 10% in her G-string.
Ooh,
Okay.
stripper.
Do you think there's ever been a guy that went and cut loose at work on Friday and then just started breaking down crying because he was just so guilty that he did that he goes down and I'd just like to wash this all away at a Sunday service.
There has to be. There has to be.
And they're like, everybody, Brother Bill's got something he'd like to say. And he comes up there and takes his hat off. It's like, I just, Darlene, I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed. And I lay this at the feet of the Lord. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, what'd he do? What'd he do? He's like,
I went to Hooters.
I went to Hooters and I liked it.
Meanwhile,
Sweet relief. Just kid stuff.
Stubbs is sitting in the back, the very last pew,
Stoned.
going,
What?
man,
It's fucked up. I'm about to go to Hooters now.
3 days ago, I killed a man with my bare hands.
I slammed my dick up against a dumpster at Texas Billiards. Should I go down?
And then rubbed it against some chick's mustache.
I'm looking at you, and you're just looking at me like, go. You've got some, Matt.
No.
Go down there.
I wouldn't
now.
point at you to go, because then you'd call me out. If I'm up here,
Imagine that.
you're up here.
Oh my gosh, we'd stop down a whole service. Oh yeah, well fuck that. If you think
Yeah.
that's bad, that
Look at
motherfucker.
that asshole back there.
And all of a sudden, we're just cussing in the Lord's house, and it's just silent. Me and you just have a fight.
I think the Lord
Fuck
has
you, man.
moved.
Fuck you.
The Lord is
You know
here
what
in
you
this
did?
place.
That man right there did mass genocide the other day on some chick's belly.
You just sent me a text of your dick at a wedding, my friend's wedding.
Hell, Satan.
That was you. The one picture I never expected to get at a wedding.
Hey, I thought I'd liven it up.
And then it became a giant circle
Man, when it
of
started
everybody.
getting when it started getting rowdy up there at that wedding, I was like, God damn it, please Seth, please Dustin, don't show my dick to these people, because I knew it. Because I was showing people, our close friends, but I like have a good wedding or have a good marriage. Here's Matt's dick.
Well, I'm putting together the final photos for Zach and Rebecca, and guess what's included in there? As you're cruising through, some dude just at the urinal peeing. Or at the,
I was
the
taking a
toilet.
picture of the bath. We have a okay.
Okay.
Full disclosure here.
Justify.
Full disclosure here. Dustin and Seth and I have a love for bathrooms. We like to rate them. We look at the toilets. We like the design, the engineering that
We're
goes
building a
into it.
website about it.
So what we do is a lot of times while we're going to the bathroom, usually number one,
Mm-hmm.
we'll take a picture of the bathroom stall because we like sharing it. Look at this
Yeah.
great work. So that's all it was. It's just a mishap.
But usually there might be an included shadow.
A piss map.
Yeah, you'll be like, look at this one, and there's like a shadow going off into orbit.
Sometime into
you
orbit.
Because you know how to use the lighting right.
Yeah.
Let's see, the light's coming down at that angle. It'll make my dick look
Li-
17 inches
Lighting
longer
and
if I do it
angles.
this
Lighting
way.
and angles.
You go in there with your lights from your while you're shooting.
I bring my own light set up. Everybody's going, what are you doing?
Okay.
Don't worry
Your own
about
light
it.
Light
ring.
you got a light meter out and stuff.
No, your own light ring and
I got to make sure my shadows are right.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Oh. That's why you don't invite us to weddings.
How many people did see your dick that night?
A lot.
And Seth's.
Yeah. Well,
It was both y'all's, right?
when did this all start? It started before that night. We were at a Methinks show at Mass. I just mouth queefed. Did you hear that?
And did Seth do it on purpose, or did he do it on accident?
No, it was full on purposeful.
Was that full
Yeah.
on purpose? Okay, because I can't remember if he's like, I took a picture and it was like, oh shit, I sent the wrong one. Or if he was being for real.
You think we got a Leafs picture sent to us?
It's like, damn it. I sent her the boring one. I sent you all the good one.
We got exactly what we wanted.
Like, yeah, uh-huh.
you got a ding dong.
Yeah, because it was at Lola's.
The Methinks.
At a
That,
Methinks.
the pinkish black
Or-
Methinks show.
Was it at Lola's or was it at Mass?
No, it wasn't at Lola's. It was. Did I say Lola's? It was at Mass.
It was at Mass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when it all started.
You're like, what the fuck?
That's when our
is
love
this?
for urinals, like our awe for the engineering involved for urinals started was there.
That's why I'm taking the big purple dick that we have over
Next,
there.
get the shadow of that.
I'm going to take that to Vegas with us in every restroom.
The shadow of that. Look at this,
Shadow.
man.
Look at this.
I don't know. I've just been taking these supplements. This is a
Wait,
really
wait.
healthy urinal.
I found
When do
these
y'all
pills.
leave? When do y'all leave?
Tomorrow.
We'd
No,
rather not talk about
yeah.
that. So that way people don't.
the person that's flying us out there almost did it again.
Yeah.
The person that's flying
Is
us
it
out there
raining yet?
wants us to keep it on the down low. He doesn't want people knowing where his private jet takes off from.
But it's Thursday.
Yeah.
At some time during the day.
If I let y'all alone, Snake Plissken, we'll put him in some interesting places.
I don't understand your Chinese.
I don't understand that either.
What did you just say
Who
to
is
us?
Snake Plissken?
Snake Plissken
Okay.
from Escape from L.A.
Well, I understand that, but is this the name for your dildo or what is
No,
this?
it's an action figure.
Oh, it is an action figure. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been known to do that.
Can you let?
You know where it's going to end up, though, don't you?
Don't put it up your butt.
It's going to end up in Matt's butt, and we're going to take a picture of it.
Yeah, it's always my butt
Head
that it ends
first.
up in.
Never mind.
And you probably won't get the head back.
That's
'Cause
not
the
going
head
to be
will
one
get
of the.
stuck.
No, you'll get it back. It'll just be a few
That's
days.
not going to be one of the Pliskin.
'Cause I like to eat
places.
cheese.
I want him to go.
I like to eat cheese, so it'll be a couple of weeks.
You too, man.
Yeah.
Cheese gets me too.
I'm like Charlie on It's Always Sunny. I love cheese.
Oh, my God. I'm so ready not to sleep.
Nightmares.
We're immediately going to get drug tested as soon as we get back to work.
Oh, speaking of which, I need to look that up.
The policies or how long things
What's
stay in
up?
your system.
What's the policy for Nevada on recreational marijuana?
I think it's full on
Right?
recreational, isn't
It
it?
is?
Yeah.
So I can tell my
I believe it
company that.
is.
I actually had an open conversation about cannabis with our distribution manager as well as our HR and big boss today. Like he came in and he was like, "Do you know Oklahoma's like real lax on their medical marijuana?
Yeah, there's
Super, super lax.
Super."
that just happened though, didn't it?
Yeah. Like all you got to do is just be like, "This is
Same
my
with little-
ailment. Get this," and it's super lax. And like people 18 and under.
Didn't Arkansas do it too?
I don't know, but I
There
was
was a lot.
really
This last election, a lot. Like 43 states right now have some form of marijuana reform that's in place.
How
I
old are you?
believe.
yeah.
Me? I'm sorry.
You're over 21, right?
A little bit.
So you can buy it.
Okay.
Just making sure here. Just checking things out.
What in the LV
In Las Vegas, yes.
where there is fear and loathing?
Should we talk about what you want to do?
What do I want to do?
You just want to drive out to the desert.
Oh yeah, I do. I love. I mean, I'm probably gonna just nerd out and get drunk like like the tourist, the first time Las Vegas dude does.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'd like to get up one morning and go see the dam and maybe some deserts because I've never seen a real live like full on fallopian desert. Except when I went to the nursing home. It was dry. Sorry. No? Podcast jokes? We can't do that?
No, I like it. So Thomas wants to go to this mob museum.
I'd like to do that too.
So here's the thing. It's right by Fremont Street, which is the old town Vegas.
Which is kind of close to where we're staying,
The
right?
old school. No, it's way at the other end of the world.
Well, okay, but we're not on the strip, right?
Yes, we are.
Oh, yeah. Okay, my bad.
So we're way at the other end of the world. You have to take a car up there. But Fremont Street has the zip line that goes down the middle of it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Would you do that?
I've done zipline before. Yeah.
But would you do that one?
Yeah, probably.
Would you go up to the stratosphere and ride those fucking rides that are on
The-
top
the
of
only
it?
I
one-
want to do that.
The only
so
one that I
bad.
have a problem with is that one where you get in the car and it acts like it you fall off the edge and then it
That's
stops.
the one at the stratosphere.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm down with that, man.
I don't know if I'm down with
I
that
want to
either.
do it.
I'll do the roller
I'll do a
coaster.
lot of things.
I want to do it.
I'll do the roller coaster, but I don't know about no falling off the edge, but not
That's-
really falling off the
That's
edge.
one thing that I've found within the
Daddy's done some substances that makes his heart weak
well.
in his life,
I
and
mean,
I don't
I'm-
know if the old ticker could take that.
I got to be kind of worried about that too, and the fact that my anxiety is just like.
Well, mine's just cocaine usage.
I've just
in
gotta-
my- in my youth.
Worry if I'm going to shit myself or not.
But
My heart's like, no, fuck you.
being with Nick has actually made me want to go do
rubbing
roller
through his house.
coasters.
Roller coasters are great. I love roller coasters.
I don't mind. I'll do the roller coaster.
I love roller coasters. I have no problem with
I'll do the
any
roller coaster.
coaster.
But that
but-
whole thing where you're acting like you're falling off a building,
Yeah, it's just a car. And the guy I work with went and did it. He said they were shit-faced drunk and got up there on it. And they got all set up, and a guy behind them said, "No, I'm out." And so they brought it back down so he could get off. And then they raised it back up, and he was sitting in that front car, and he said, "It'll make you shit your pants."
Well, I don't know if it's me getting older or what, but I'm getting a weird deal about heights. Like I don't know. Have you seen those videos and stuff of those people that are walking across glass bridges and stuff way up in the air?
Yeah.
Man, I'm
I do
out.
that.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I
Well,
don't like it.
Okay,
We're going to do that in
so
the stratosphere.
growing up, like going up on the oil derrick at Six Flags, like you get off the elevator and
I used
get,
to work that ride.
I bet you did.
That was my ride at Six Flags. That was my main ride to work.
But you, like, I don't know what it is. It could be obviously the equilibrium and always being off, but like getting up there and just trying to walk,
well, that tower moves 16 feet any direction.
I believe it. But
It
then,
will rock. It's
Yeah,
made
because the
to
wind
rock
and stuff.
16 feet.
Well, and then
Anyway.
down in San Antonio, the Tower of Americas,
Yeah.
we went up there like during a thunderstorm was going on, but like being so high that you're above where the actual like storm clouds are. So you're like up and above and like seeing like the lightning down below and then going down that glass elevator and then it's like clear, 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 clear clouds. So it's just, but that's like sturdy as fuck.
Oh, where was that at?
It's San Antonio down by like the convention center.
There was a storm.
It's a tower.
You were up
Yeah.
above the storm, watching it from above,
Uh-huh.
and then you went through cloud, and then we're in the storm under it. That's how high that thing is. I didn't know that thing was that high.
It was like,
So,
The Burj Khalifa in Dubai.
oh gosh,
that just,
That it's so high it doesn't bother.
do they have
well,
storms though there?
What was crazy was as Shelby and I were standing out there watching because they have an outside deck where you can walk outside. What made my legs hurt was looking at the top of the spire. That made me be like, "Oh shit!"
What is the spire?
the very top single point that goes
can you
up?
take a
You can
ride up
'cause
it?
Photographers have done it where you can go up that tube and belt off and stand at the
Take a
very
picture?
tip top and take a picture. But it's like pulling teeth and cost a whole bunch of money. But where we were close enough. But we would stand there and watch the clouds come in off the ocean,
Yeah.
and go underneath us and go right over the city. And you're like,
I got a
we're
question.
higher than the freaking clouds.
So my heights, my fear of heights have gotten so like weird lately that I might be out on watching Free Solo. I don't know if I can watch it. Have y'all seen it yet? I hate to go back to
That's the where he walks up
El Capitan.
El Cap.
Yeah.
yeah.
Have y'all watched it yet? I guess
Talked
you
about
haven't.
No,
No.
no, but I've
Man,
have
I've
not.
gone
that,
and
you've heard that guy's story though.
stood
Yeah.
in awe of El Capitan,
Where is it? I thought it was in South America.
No, it's in Yosemite,
Yosemite.
California.
Uh,
Look, there you go.
ooh.
Does that make your balls hurt?
Yeah, Gary used to do that, like on the towers and stuff.
Well, that's the tip top of the Burj Khalifa. You're at like
God, look how high that is.
2,000 some odd.
See that guy's smile? I would not be smiling, man. I'd be like, help!
And this is the tallest building in just a couple of years.
That makes me want to poop my pants as it is, just looking at that photo.
I got to find the one of Joe McNally up there.
But-
because that one makes me hurt.
This guy that does the
But I
rock
totally
climbing
think
with no
you
ropes.
need to hang out the side of a helicopter
Out.
and take pictures.
Out.
Still do that.
Still an option this summer.
I don't even know if I want to watch that movie though, because I can't. That's crazy. That's batshit crazy right there.
Okay, here you go. That's what
Oh
you're
my
standing on.
gosh.
You're standing on something that is 1 foot by 1 foot.
Does he at least have a parachute on? Like if he
No, but people
fell?
people
just like-
base jump off Burj Khalifa all the time. Hey,
God, that's
RoboTuner,
high.
why doesn't Southwest fly to Dubai?
Next guy's trip, Dubai.
Dubai.
Man, I don't think we could do that in a weekend though. I mean, I guess we could and we'd turn around and immediately come back.
It's 15 hours there, 17 hours back.
Is the longest place you can fly in America in the world to New Zealand?
It's Australia.
Well,
Direct from
Right,
What
New
was it, New
Zealand's
York to
like right
Australia?
next to Australia, right?
yeah, there's New York to Melbourne.
I
We
think
looked this up one time.
I thought you could go to Australia now direct from DFW.
Yeah. Qantas flies out of there with an Airbus 380.
Wonder how long that flight is.
That gigantic ass airplane.
With the kangaroo on it, or is it a
So
koala bear?
It's a kangaroo.
Yeah. You'd have to take 2 Ambiens on that trip.
So will you climb up the stratosphere then?
What do you mean climb? Like I will never do anything like that ever.
But you know the
But I'll
stratosphere
go up there.
is just a tower. Like it's like Big Ball, but
I'll go
twice
up
as
it.
high
Yeah, I'll go up it.
in Dallas. You'll go
But
up
I
there,
don't-
but that
like I
won't
said,
make
the
your
only
legs
thing that-
weird.
I'll probably start doing like spread out like a deer that just got born,
So if you do that, I'm kicking you in the nuts.
just like holding on to things and stuff. I'll probably do that.
Kicking you in the nuts. If you do that.
That's what I used to do on the oil derrick.
Was kick people in the nuts
That's
No,
not even
like-
that high.
or be Bambi
Yeah,
on
but I
ice?
was like 8.
Well, how high is it? Can you Google the stratosphere real quick? The highest point you can go as a tourist. Tourist.
That roller coaster's weird on it.
Does it do any loop to loops?
I don't think it does. It's 1,100 feet.
So and now
1,150
now
feet.
look up the oil derrick.
It's
Tower.
Six Flags.
Yeah.
It's 850 feet.
And what'd you say this?
Or, I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. It's 315 feet.
What's the stratosphere?
1,149.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a difference. It's 4 times taller almost.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'll go ride the roller coaster.
And then there's an extension at the top, right? Are you counting that?
That's
it,
the very
huh?
top. Yeah. The Burj Khalifa is 2,717 feet.
So it's like 2 stratospheres.
2 stratospheres.
Golly, man.
When we took that elevator up, I actually sat there going, and it's a fast elevator. Like, this is taking forever.
So if you were to take a drone and fly it, you know that one you got that goes really high, and go as high as you could from that point,
Could I go up to the top of the Burj Khalifa?
could you go to space, man? With your drone?
I don't think I could go that high, actually. I think that's out of its range.
What do you mean?
The top of the Burj Khalifa is out
Oh,
of
you
the
couldn't
range
work
of the drone.
yeah, okay, because you couldn't get a signal from
Yeah, I think
from
that's
a
actually
tower.
out of its range.
Wow, man, that's crazy.
You're sending RoboTuner. Don't disappoint us. I see what you just put in the chat. Don't make me slit your throat and bury you in the desert this weekend.
You have to give him a cyanide tooth.
I am. I'm going to.
Okay.
All right, so there's your choice. You have to zip line off the stratosphere or play STD roulette. Those are your options, Matt.
Oh, do what?
You got a zip line because they have zip lines or whatever.
Sky
Rappelling.
jump?
Yeah.
Is it the sky jump where you jump
Yeah.
off the stratosphere
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
on a cable
Yeah.
and it slows you down?
It opened on 4/20/2010.
Like a like a bungee cord jump.
You actually jump off and you're connected to a cable and it drags you down. It slows you down. As you
I
get
don't
to the
think
bottom.
Daddy's gonna be doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daddy might not be doing that.
829 feet.
I don't think there's enough booze.
That makes my balls ache. You do that, or you play STD roulette.
Oh man, I'd probably. Wow, I don't know. That's tough.
You jump off a building, or the possibility of syphilis.
The big shot.
Man, let me think about
You're
it.
gonna, yeah.
I have a day to think.
Now, the big shot is the one that sucks. It's the thing that launches
Shoots you up,
shoots
yeah.
you up, yeah.
Okay.
And then there's the Ferris
Do they
wheel.
have? Could you look up a
High
video
roller.
of these people doing
Well, 'cause
bungee jumping off
high
the
roller-
stratosphere?
High roller's done. The high
Is there
roller.
any video of this stuff
What?
that I can see?
It's gone?
Posted to Facebook.
Yeah, it closed in 2005.
Did it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was temporary.
Yeah, high roller.
How about that restaurant thing where they pick you up by a crane
And you eat
in
up
the
there?
air? Would you do that? I mean, you're sitting in a chair, but there's nothing beside you or below you.
Yeah.
I might do that.
I mean, like,
Why
get me
is-
in a 3-point harness and make sure
How much does
that
this shit
everything is
cost?
going to be fine.
I don't know.
Like, how much does it cost to
Like,
do the roller
Would
coaster?
it be like one of
Apple.
those like lunch table kind of things, like that you have like?
I mean, it's
That's
a
your
table
seat.
up there. You've
the
seen
steering
that.
wheel tray?
I don't like
They
that.
send you up with the steering wheel tray,
I don't like that
which I got
restaurant.
mine this week, by the way.
I'm not a fan of that restaurant.
Life changing.
Your steering wheel tray?
Yes.
Is awesome. It is. You gotta.
What?
They're pretty badass.
Steering
Guy
wheel
at
tray.
work has one. It's kind of awesome.
It's a tray that you hook to your steering wheel and you can eat in your car and listen to the podcast
Yeah.
Life
or
changed.
watch Netflix.
Life changed.
Netflix and chill with
It
your,
is.
Flicks your bean.
with your thing. All right. Well,
Nick says that the high roller was apparently freaking out the physics of the building because of its weight and momentum going around. So they had to dismantle it.
Was this
'cause
like
it was
swings?
fucking up the building.
Was this the swings thing?
no, that's the
The roller coaster on top of the stratosphere.
Oh, so that's not there anymore?
No.
Well, okay, hold on.
You pumped me up to do this thing. I agreed to do it, and now it's not even there because it was
now-
too dangerous.
Okay, we'll just do this thing right here. Vegas
what he got here.
skydiving.
Nope.
Hey, Wondercrest.
Anything with skydiving attached to it, out.
Wait, you said that's the high roller.
The high roller,
The regular high roller is the Ferris wheel.
steel roller coaster constructed on top of a building, 909
Let's call 'em.
feet
Let's call them up
over
right
the
now.
Las Vegas Strip.
Then what is this? Right here. This high roller. They had two things called the high roller. And that is the giant Ferris wheel.
So it's a Ferris wheel called the high roller.
Yeah.
Okay, no, this was just the high roller stratosphere. It was the
Okay. The Ferris wheel is 550 feet tall.
ooh. I
On top of
definitely
the,
do that.
Which
I
is
definitely go up on
twice
that.
as tall as the
State Fair one.
State Fair Ferris
Yeah.
wheel.
I'd go up on that.
You ever done that?
I'd do that. I'd get real high on that.
Prune fingers on it.
I didn't.
You had a prune finger trip? You and prune fingers in Dallas are crazy.
No.
Uh,
Dallas?
At
I
the
never-
JFK site?
Oh, yeah.
We only bring that up every time we drive through it.
I forgot about that one.
Did you get
Yeah.
pruny on the grassy knoll?
Driving. Yeah, in a way. But
There weren't any grass on that knoll.
now okay, clarify what you're trying to say there, sir. Because you're saying that the person that I was with probably took care of that, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Nick says that y'all need to go ride the weird, crazy, massive coaster at New York, New York. If y'all are
No.
gonna go
That's the
ride.
one I sent you.
Is that the one?
That's the one I sent you, the video of.
Yeah, I'm in.
Like
I'll do the
tilt-a-whirl-
roller coaster.
The tilt-a-whirl thing.
That's what I said we need to go do while we're waiting on Carrie. Is we'll drop our luggage off
Go ride it real quick.
and we'll go. It's right across the street.
You know it's not gonna happen. We're gonna immediately get there. Bar. Let's just stay here till Gary gets here.
You do realize that
Everything's bar.
everything's a bar.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You walk 2 feet and there's another bar.
Yeah.
So you don't get down on heights, right?
I'm s-
You don't.
I'm not a
heights.
big fan. It's something recently has happened to me. Like, remember I said I got reprogrammed?
Well, I mean, I can
think I got
understand with,
reprogrammed a
like,
while
my
back, and
equilibrium thing.
I don't know what the deal is. Like lately,
But do you
even
like
when I
roller
watch,
coasters?
okay, here's when it all started. I love roller coasters.
Mhm.
This is when it all started. Remember when those videos were coming out about those Russian idiots jumping from building to building and all that
yeah.
stuff? That's what did it. When I
believe it.
started seeing that, something happened to me, and now I can't even watch documentaries about guys climbing rocks with no ropes.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. And then when I went to the last time I went to Pikes Peak in the Royal Gorge, that area up in Colorado, we went to the Royal Gorge, and you know that bridge that goes across it?
That one
I was
fucks you up.
very like, oh, I don't like this. And then I told you this.
Because that one
my
rocks
daughters-
like crazy too.
Well, my daughters talked me into doing the thing like they do at Six Flags where you get drawn out like this and go over the gorge.
Yeah, no.
And it was lightning. I don't know why this thing was still going on. And I
that
didn't,
shouldn't have been
like, my
working
girls were so excited to do it. And the whole time I'm like,
Did y'all get a video of that?
my mom either has pictures or video or something somewhere.
Can you post that video to Facebook?
She might be able to. My dad could never do that, but my mom might be able to figure that out. But
I
that
need to
was
see this.
way scarier than I thought it was going to be. Because
screw that.
you can't tell when you're in line and everything, you can't really tell how far out there you're going to go. It just looks like you're right next to it.
No,
But
that
no,
one
you're
goes
out.
way the hell out.
You
there.
look down and there's the bottom of the river and you're like, "Oh my gosh, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Like pull us back in." And you don't. You keep swinging over that damn thing.
back and
It's-
forth.
yeah.
back and forth.
I was rocking a sweet mullet then though. That was when you and I were going through our mullet phase.
I wasn't going
When the
through a
mastodon
phase.
and the-
I was being told that I was going to be cut my hair into a mullet.
That was when you and I were going through it. We wanted to be mastodon. Like that was right when the same summer I think when we went down, we had the captain's
The
hats
Galveston.
on.
Yeah,
We had our mullets kicking.
we had our
Full
mullets
on
kicking there.
mullets. It was awesome.
I was told I would be wearing a mullet.
I wore a mullet.
Well, I did too.
Yeah.
It was pretty sweet.
If I do one now, I'd have a skullet. And I really want to do it. Every
You
woman
should
in my
do it.
life
Would hate you?
already says, don't ever do that.
Do it.
Oh, that's another thing.
Just
Can I
keep
bring
wearing
something up?
hats, it'd be okay.
I got told because I haven't had a cowboy hat since my 20s. I haven't bought new boots probably in 10 years. And I was telling Brittany that I was thinking about getting a hat. and some new boots, and I was gonna show up to the airport. Hey, guys, but Brittany has told me no cowboy hat, and I was like, I'm from Texas. I've lived all. Here's my brag montage. I've lived in a lot of places. I'm from Texas,
Mark.
and if I want to wear a damn cowboy hat, I should be able. I've worn them several times in my life. So why now have we decided that cowboy hats? No.
What? Does she know who you are?
Does she know who I am?
And why does she get to run your life?
Exactly.
It's a cowboy hat.
Right.
Get over it. You know
Right.
what? I'm with you, though. I thought about getting some boots the other day.
Oh man, I got to show you these ones I'm thinking about. The only thing that sucks is they're like $200, but they're nice. But anyway, I was gonna get some and go throw down.
Good ain't cheap.
It's true, especially with boots and hat.
And the bad thing is, I was looking at these different boots and stuff,
Yeah.
or thinking about it.
Mhm.
But I'm fixing to go to Brooklyn again, and
Don't
I'm going to be 2 blocks.
wear a MAGA hat too while
Yeah.
you're there.
No, I'm going to be 2 blocks from the huge Doc Martin store that have all the
Ooh.
weird and
Yeah,
strange, like those tactical
and the
ones
vintage.
I wear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just go in there
Get
and
some
get
of
me
those?
boots. Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about straight up shit kicking boots. I want some
No,
of those.
that's what
I
I was-
want some of those square
I was
toes.
wanting some Justin boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was
to
been
Justin.
looking
You
Some
wanna take a road
turquoise
trip?
ones.
at. To Justin, Texas, or Justin Boots.
You know, that's not really a road trip. That's like 15 minutes from here.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can go up there.
Where is the? Okay, you might know this actually,
Yeah.
since you're with the Fort Worth Weekly. Where's the best place to get a hat in Fort Worth?
Well, how much you want to spend?
Oh, is
Yeah,
that
that's
kind of
the
the
better
thing
question.
now?
That's
Like-
kind of the thing.
Because the only time I've ever gotten a hat was from Cavender's or something. I've never gone to one of those custom places where they freaking do it right.
Well, if you go to like some place, like one of the Resist All places or
Yeah.
some shit like that down in the stockyards.
That's what I was talking about, actually.
Where they'll
Yeah,
actually
it's
like
expensive
steam
as
it and
shit.
shape it and everything
Yeah.
for you while you're there. That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
my dad always did.
Like $500,
I mean, probably a little
500?
south of there, but yeah.
huh? And you're like, even straw?
but
Straws are always
Um,
cheaper, but if you start getting into the crazy felts and the different skins,
there are
yeah.
there are the people around that are working with leathers and felts that
Yeah.
that would be able to do something custom. I know I saw something. Vincent Neil Emerson actually just got his dog chewed up the brim of his hat, and so he had to get a new one, like custom made. So,
Damn.
yeah, and so that would actually be kind of cool too. Is just supporting someone local that put something together. I'll look
Does
into
anybody
that.
want to be an advertiser on the JJTM show? We can get some hats. I mean,
Someone in
I've
the
got
stockyards.
my duct tape cowboy hat still in there. Should
Yeah.
I wear it this weekend?
Yeah.
Be all PR'd out.
Yeah, it'd be like,
It was built for punk rock. It wasn't built for speed.
Punk rock?
It didn't have an appetite for passion.
oh, it was built from speed. I mean, for speed.
Hey, real
Catch what I
quick before we
did
go, did you see any of the footage or the photos of our friends that all went to the Kiss concert? You didn't?
No, I don't do much social media right now. I'm in a weird, like I said, I'm short circuited right now.
I haven't posted anything to Instagram in like 2 weeks. It's very weird.
I haven't posted anything to anything, really.
I
Like,
posted. I posted.
I don't know
a
what
big
the deal
thing
is.
yesterday.
I think it's
I
this
don't
book
like
I'm reading. I'm
looking at
reading that book.
Facebook.
You know that book that Rex referred to me?
Yeah.
I'm reading it now, and I'm about halfway through.
When you're done, toss it my way. Let me
I
look at
will
it.
definitely, because it's a really good book. Like there's some parts that get kind of
You gonna finish it?
Shauna-y.
Mm.
You know what I mean? There's some parts that get a little but for the most part, the book is really good, and it's called, the name of the book is called The Power of Now. Remember, he brought it up on our show. Rex did.
Mhm.
Well, I finally bought it like 2 weeks ago. So, but it's a damn good book. Like, I can't stop reading it. And I didn't know this. This is the first book I've ever read that's been in the Oprah Winfrey Book Club. Like, one of her lists, on her list.
Well, this is one of the first books you've ever read, though, right?
According to Matt Thomas, yes.
I'm just proud you can read.
Yeah, according to Matt Thomas. He's probably not even read it. He's probably just acting like it.
I'm going to have to sign language this for you so you understand. I'm going to read and sign language it to you.
Matt, you can't go to the cockpit, you dumbass. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Am I going to be stuck between y'all on this flight?
I hope.
Man,
Well, I'm glad
Now,
that
according to Matt, I'm not going to get off the ground because TSA is going to come and be like, "You're too drunk, sir, and you probably got heroin."
whoa.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
I told you to leave your heroin at home.
The fuck is wrong with you, Dustin?
I'm glad that trip is actually going to be this weekend instead of the following weekend. So that way y'all can come and get some indigestion.
Following weekend, I got to do the St. Baldrick's cancer benefit. I'll be appearing live. If you want me to sign some stuff, show up.
I'm not planning on our
Before
plane
two?
making it back.
Well, see, here's the thing that's weird. I don't know if I should say that. You know what? I'll say this off the show because it's freaky.
Because you keep bringing up all this stuff.
Yeah, this is freaky. This is a freaky one, too.
What?
I think I've told you, you just hadn't caught on to it. About my dreams from several years back about a trip to Vegas.
With all three of us?
I cannot remember who was present in the dream as far as the flight.
Is this your final destination
Like my little flash forward or
Your-
something?
precursor?
I don't know, man. It's pretty weird. Pretty weird.
So if we get on the plane and I hear Rocky Mountain High, Colorado,
that's the thing about the fucking
What if
who
you
we're
hear the
flying with. That's
cranberries?
why I'm not like you guys are joking, but I'm not really joking about this fucking record of the planes that were going to be taken out there.
that's why we're going to put you by the window.
And all I've ever flown has been American.
If it blows out, you
He's
just
going
put
to
your
be all
ass up there to it.
Shatner. He's just going to be Shatner the whole
Oh,
time.
I
if
got
you
a
put him by
question.
the window.
You're a guru. I bet you know this. The other day I was looking up Flight 191.
Yes. Ooh.
How long did that tailpiece and all that wreckage stay out there? It was a few months, wasn't it?
We went to Florida. Like when that crashed, that happened the day we were leaving for Disney World, and we were gone for 2 weeks. When we came back, me and my uncle, because we were ghouls, and I was like 10, we went out there to look at it, and they were already tearing it apart, and that was like the 3rd week after it crashed.
But didn't the tail wreckage stay for longer than that?
Well, what they did was they took all the wreckage and took it out there to Delta's hangar, which is now American's hangar. If you're sitting in terminals A, E,
Can you put the
A,
knife
C,
down?
or E, if you're in the terminals that are on the east side of the airport,
Yeah.
if you look out, there's a giant hangar opposite the runways. You say Delta on it, now it says American.
Mhm.
But Flight 191, all the debris sat in there for decades. And they basically put the plane back together in there.
But you don't remember how long? Because it seemed like I thought, like we were kids then, but for some reason I thought it sat out there like
it was under
3
a
months.
month, but
Oh, I thought it was like 3 months.
because they were already tearing the plane apart. But the
Because
that
is it-
water tower was destroyed forever.
Yeah,
Like it took them forever to finally fix that water tower. And flying back in,
And seeing
every
that?
time we come in on that runway, and I look over and I see those water towers, I'm just like,
Ugh.
how the fuck were they that far off?
1
Like, they
mile,
were
wasn't it?
Off.
It was a mile, wasn't it?
It's not a mile off.
I thought it was a mile off the runway.
No, it's only like 200 yards off the runway.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Like when it slammed them down,
It was a
slammed
mile
them down
off, wasn't it?
sideways. No,
So this is the other thing. There was
it's
there
like 17.
was there one death on the ground, like
Yes,
a car or
It
something?
was a car on 114. When the plane got slammed down, the landing gears were down. The landing gear crushed the car.
And the total was like 131 people.
Yeah.
There was not very many people that survived it, right?
No, there was only a handful, and I'll tell this story. It's been so long. My cousin dated a guy. When my cousin was living with us, she dated a guy that his wife was on there and died, and he got free flight privileges to anywhere in the world for life. After that, that was something they awarded all the.
But he got a cash settlement too,
Immediate.
right?
I guess so, but never got into that. But if you had a loved one die in a flight,
Do you feel like you'd be stabbing her in the back if you were
By
going and flying
flying?
around?
yeah,
That's why they did it. They knew they weren't going to do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but he did. He flies everywhere, or he did fly everywhere.
Where'd he
It was
go?
like him and a buddy.
Huh.
It was
That's
like-
crazy, man. It's weird because not a lot of people weren't alive then, and a lot of people have forgotten that we had a major air disaster at DFW.
Then there was another one a few years later. There's another Delta plane
Yeah.
that slid off the runway and hit that other water tower at the south end.
Mm-hmm.
Caught on fire, but no one. I think the casualties in that were very, very low, if any. But the
Why are we talking about plane crashes right
it's
before
fun.
we go to fucking?
there's been a ton
on a-
lately. Did
get
you hear
on a
about
plane.
that Amazon plane?
That's what I'm talking about down in Houston.
Yeah.
That's in my exact. Y'all
In
started
Trinity.
going back, and he started sending over statements, and I'm like, dude, okay, things happen in like it's like the trifecta. Things happen in these weird patterns, and we haven't had a major one in a while. Start to get sweaty palms, man.
So
Starting to get sweaty palms.
here's
I
the
think I'm
way
gonna need some
I always
Xannies.
Look at it. Here's the way I always look at it. The only time I get creeped out is flying international.
Because you're over the ocean.
You're over water.
Yeah, I don't even like when you go to Florida, crossing over the Gulf. I don't even like that. It gets me weird.
But like if you watch your routes,
Like you're any safer being over land. That's the thing. It's funny.
when
If
you're
you guys want
flying,
to back out, now's the time.
when you're flying, anytime we're
Take
over the
some
continental U.S., I
Zanzibars.
take a flight in the continental U.S., I'm like, if something happens, there are so many airports down here we can land at, it's no big deal. Now, if it's something major and we just fall out of the sky, that's a different story.
Yeah, it's not gonna matter where we're.
But if there's an engine failure or something, there's so many places to land.
But if you're over the ocean,
What? You're shaking a rattler over there.
God, this
Oh,
podcast.
But that's what I always.
It's like a fucking
that's what I say to
pharmacy in here.
myself. If we take off and there's something wrong, we'll either circle back, we'll land at Alliance, we'll land at. I mean, if it comes down to it, you'll go to Carswell. It's happened before, or Meacham. No big deal. Yeah. But that's what always goes through my head. Now, when you're flying international, and most of the time, when you're flying over to Europe, you actually go up over New England and out over Maine,
And then cross over where
And
it's
then
the
over.
shortest distance.
Greenland, and all that. Well, it's also when you're looking at a globe, it's also the shortest distance to fly.
Yeah.
Like if you're flying to the other side of the world, you don't go across
Just
the
burn.
Atlantic.
Yeah.
You go up over like the North Pole and down
Mhm.
into Europe or whatever.
Yeah.
Because that is logistically the shortest distance is up and over. So you're usually over land all the time until you get those like, oh, well, now we're going to spend 3 hours over the Atlantic and there's nothing around. If something goes wrong, guess where we're going? Titanic land.
Thank you. So,
That's for y'all.
all right.
He's already getting drugs.
Before,
Y'all wait. Y'all wait.
Before we start
y'all
the-
wait. But
before we
those are
start
for
the
two
outro-
Utes. The Utes.
before we start the outro
There's
to this
still- I
show,
still got a few things.
do you want to? Oh, I'm sorry. But I guess before we move on from death
The
planes,
last thing.
I got something to say. You
Final
want to know,
destination.
Matt? Thomas isn't listening right now, so you know what my shtick's gonna be. My trick I am gonna play on him. The thing that I am gonna do.
He is listening.
I'm gonna reenact. Just kill me. Just kill me. Just kill me. Just kill me. Just kill me.
I knew that was going
Just
to
kill
happen.
me.
Just kill me. Just kill me.
So Matt,
They're going to drag you off.
just kill me.
Just kill me.
And you're gonna be like, he's just fucking around. No, I'm not. Just kill me. Just kill me. Just kill me. All right, let's get to the other things. I'm getting hot. My pits are starting to sweat.
I'm going to wait for one of the guys.
It's all this nervous talk about flying heights. What
I-
are we doing here
I'm going
now?
to wait
What
till
is it?
someone...
I was
Pulls a
told
Kevin
to
Smith on us.
dress for
This
for
is the
video.
success.
this is
so-
the anxiety
so
show
this
now.
This is the churched up, polished turd that y'all get from me.
This is the
tonight.
anxiety show now. All right, let's change our. You know what? I could be onto something
kidding.
there. If we did a whole podcast
Anxiety
on
hour.
anxieties,
No.
just that's all we talked about were people's anxieties.
No, I deal with that every day. I don't,
don't
wanna
like
do
blue
that.
cheese. It makes me nervous.
Song. What kind of song?
Blue cheese
RoboTuner?
makes me nervous.
We're
Blue
going to play...
cheese makes me nervous. So the like I said, y'all enjoy this.
Thanks a lot, Jesse. Matt fucking drooled the whole way on my arm.
Y'all can drool on each other.
There's the,
Yeah.
here's the
Here, can
whoop, and here's the
can we trade? Can we trade? We can trade. We can talk about
God.
that later.
hello DEA.
Nobody listens to the show.
True.
No one listens
There's like
to
True.
the
three
show.
people.
Except
And
New
anybody,
Zealand.
no, and I
What are they
appreciate
going to send
anybody
New
that has
Zealand's
been-
DEA after us?
I've noticed that we have gotten a lot more streams on YouTube. There's been a
Are
lot more
we?
people
Heck
going
yeah,
and
man.
viewing and watching stuff. And
Please
Well,
keep
look,
doing it.
our channel's approved for monetization.
I know. So does that mean they're not going to keep like?
I think what Jesse's
whamming it
saying
off?
is she appreciates the people that are doing it. So
I appreciate
agree
people
with
that
her.
do it to our show.
Dustin's kind of pompous, and he
I made
doesn't
a
give
little
a fuck.
post. I made a little post.
Listen.
Like I said, I'm sorry
Listen.
for being shit last week, but not
Listen.
next week.
Listen.
But the week actually, it is next week.
This
if we
thing's
think
hanging
about it
on by
this
a
way.
thread, okay?
Listen, I'm going to do this no matter if people listen or not. So I don't
Well,
care.
it's been going on for 5
Yeah,
years.
and that's why I still like coming and hanging out.
I mean, we've been doing it for 5 years, and no one listens.
Yeah, true.
I kind of wish I was friends with y'all 5 years ago.
We're gonna do a
God, it was a
show
shit show.
where we just
I
stand-
know. I think that we would have been
Dude, when
much
Seth
better
was here,
There's
friends.
some amazing stuff.
Whenever I used to drink,
Seth used to come in here with Jaeger and Gatorade.
yeah,
That's what every show.
yeah.
a
and
fifth.
We didn't know if he
Every
was
show.
showing
I'd
up.
probably show up with like.
We
a
didn't know if he was
12-pack.
showing up late. We didn't know if he was dead.
5 years ago.
Then we'd fight. Like you listened to 2 hours of us fighting. Usually.
5 years was just beers, but no. Yeah, I made a long post about kind of pouring myself out on my alcoholism and how much that kind of fucked me up, and how much
Like
I
one of
used
those
it.
things where you tell people you're sorry of the shit you did when you were an alkie.
It was a
All this
long
talk has made me
post.
want to drink.
Mine's gonna be a Bible
No,
when
it's
I
fine.
finally
They-
decide to do that.
You should actually tell people about your little whiskey, your whiskey. Stick.
Wait. I want to get back to your post.
My post.
Yeah,
Did you see it?
I have not, but I haven't done any
You haven't
social
been even
medias
not
right
social
now.
mediaing.
But I'll check it out. But that's what I was asking is, you know how they say when you go to AA or not AA, when you do the 12 steps or something, there's at some point you're supposed to go back and apologize
Inventory?
to the people. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, you do the inventory and then you go back and like apologize for the thing. Like you acknowledge them and then you go and you get your you make peace with people about what. But no, it wasn't
have a
anything
coin?
about that.
Do you have any coins?
Good Lord.
I don't have any
my freaking, when I finally do that, apologize to the people that I was a dickhead to.
That list is so fucking long.
Holy, oh, yours is short, I guess.
No, and it
No, my list
honestly,
is way longer.
No,
Like,
I
I'm just going to
kinda-
put a Bible out.
it's well, and I finally jumped on the whole. Some of y'all weren't raised as if blah blah blah, and it shows. And I called out my Southern Baptist Pentecostal, turned into atheist, and then actually
What?
made a
Wait,
Bible
wait.
quote.
What
I don't
is this?
know. You
What's
haven't
going
been
on
on
here?
Facebook.
I
If you haven't been
totally-
on Facebook lately,
I didn't understand that Chinese either.
What's the
there's-
Chinese
there's
interpretation
just
here?
some real snarky tacky mudslinging going on
On
against-
social media or just
on social media
towards you?
and towards some friends that are really close to me.
About party.
Past
Past.
things that some
Why are
won't
people
let
hung
go
up on the past?
because they're dumb.
Because time is a
Which-
flat circle.
Obviously, they
That means they're
haven't.
depressed.
They haven't crushed a
No, when you're hung up on
Exactly.
the past, you're depressed.
exactly. And so I was kind of in a funk the past couple of weeks and kind of hit a breaking point and yelled at a few people and just was kind of a shitbag in a lot of different ways all throughout
You didn't do it on social media though. You yelled at them.
in person.
Okay, good.
And then
Because that's I don't think that's the right way to do things. So
On
many
social
people do
media?
that these days. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the
I'm-
reason why
The
I
best
put
way
that
to do
out
it is to punch them in the face at a bar.
After a Christmas show at a studio.
that's assault, Dustin. We don't do that.
No, that's how we take care of things around here.
Well,
is we
the,
assault each other.
The I'm sorry, I forgot my train of thought. Go ahead. I had something to say about that.
Saturday, March 9th, 12 o'clock, Tin Panther.
You're
Be
getting
there.
drunk.
I'm not getting drunk, no.
But here's what I'd learned something from Joe Rogan's show a while back. And it's 9 times out of 10 when you get something like that, you get shade from your past or something from people that are supposedly your friends and family and or whatever. Usually it's because they're dealing with something and they don't know how to do it in a healthy manner. And Joe Rogan said this. He said, at some point I started seeing people as infants. And not in an insulting way. He wasn't being insulting. He was saying that if you take things all the way back to like just imagine people as being kids, because that's how some of these people are emotionally developed, is they don't know how to cope with people's changes in their life. They don't know how to deal with the depression in their own life. They don't know how to deal with the anxieties coming down the road, right? So they make really immature and snarky posts, messages, gossip, all that crap, and it's because they're infants.
Right.
And like I said, it's hard to not sound like I'm being facetious when I say infants, but you have to look at it as they're not developed spiritually as other people are, and that's on them. It's not on you. It's not on your friends, not in anyone that they're talking shit about. That's on the people that are doing that.
And it
They're
honestly,
spreading that shit.
and for being
Same in your
someone,
boat with what happened to you a few weeks ago. That's on them.
one thing that just I definitely have learned and I am still working on is that while it might be gratifying to be so sharp and to tear somebody down,
It's just going to hurt you.
It's going to hurt you and it's going to hurt everybody else around you.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever it's going to be so much more gratifying to see your friend be lifted up.
Right. Exactly.
So just being better collectively.
Right.
And doing your part to really help out everybody around you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to make you feel better.
Exactly right.
How many times have you been in a situation in your life where you have mentally
Checked out? Shit.
No, that's every
Last
day.
20 years.
But no, you just don't know how to handle the situation at all.
A lot. Especially the older you get.
And
Not I say a lot, but I mean, it doesn't happen every day. But I think...
like an emotional situation that
Yeah.
you just come across and you're just like, I don't know how to handle this at all. I'm not built to take care of this.
yeah.
Or I've never come across this situation before in my life, and I just don't know how to process
I know.
it or do it.
I think the one
Do the
thing, the
physical
key to remember to
activities to
something
make
like
it.
that is don't, the worst thing you can do in those type of situation is react off emotion. If you can try to not, if you can take a step back and think about things and not dwell on it, not get all, don't obsess on it, but take a step back before you confront someone or address something in your life or whatever, and maybe I don't know if you're into prayer, meditation, or whatever. Try to focus on
Right.
your state of being and just where you're at right there in that moment. Then I think you're headed down the right pathway when you do that. When you immediately want to start sending out messages and you immediately want to call someone, you immediately want to do something. That's when you need to say, "Whoa."
But what if you're immediately calling for help?
No, that's fine.
That's okay?
Yeah, that's okay. Always if someone's in need, if you feel like, I got to talk to somebody, then I think that's what you need to do. If your own psyche is telling you you need to talk to somebody,
You don't need to be by yourself.
you don't
in
need to
your
be by
thoughts.
yourself at that point.
Yeah.
You need to be talking to someone. Go have a
No,
beer
no,
with
no,
someone
no,
or
no.
something.
And I'm not saying that like in a dark suicidal type of way. I'm saying
Just
it
period.
more
No,
that
I'm saying period.
Just like,
But
even
like if-
just in anger and being hung up on something.
if I'm in a situation like someone is having difficulty and they come to me, but yet I don't know how to deal with it, and then I come to you,
hmm
that's cool. I mean,
That is cool. I think as long as you're honest with yourself, and if you think you're going to make an emotional response, that's when you got to tap the brakes a little bit and say, okay, let me go talk to Matt. Let me go talk to Jesse or whoever.
don't talk to them.
Well, I'm saying whoever's friend, but like the person that's having these thoughts and stuff and these problems with another person. That when you start having contention and stuff, that's when you back away and go find that shoulder to you bend someone's ear. I mean, that's what you got to do. You just go bend someone's ear.
But you bend an unbiased ear.
An unbiased ear.
That's
very
best.
important.
That is the first and foremost thing, especially like, and there is no shame in going and seeing a therapist.
Not at all.
Absolutely.
Therapy is awesome.
And
Therapy opened like I've only done it once, and it was when right before I got divorced.
counseling is very
And
conducive and
I was
just being open to it.
I was half-assing it in my marriage therapy, but just being there and being with a professional that they're like their whole, that's what they went to school for, is to get you to open up. It's therapeutic. It feels like you throw up when you go to a good therapist. It feels like you're
Right.
purging when you go and you walk away when you leave. It's the same as a chiropractor. When you leave a chiropractor,
It's that just
like,
a relief.
yeah.
So one thing I've always wondered about this, I mean,
Can a
maybe I
whore
should-
be a therapist?
Yes. If I'm throwing dollar
prostitute.
bills on a stage, no.
Yeah.
When you go to a marriage therapist and they're like that whole scene in Old School where like we're in the trust tree,
We're in
and
the
you can
tree of
say whatever
trust
you
here,
want,
right?
Whatever.
Yeah.
And you just start spilling your beans.
Or is that Office Space?
No, it was
Was it
Old
old school?
like. Did you spill your beans? Like just start saying
It's
like
not the
everything-
first session. Not the
Not the
first session.
first.
I didn't. No,
But
first session.
once you did any of that come back to haunt you later on, like at home when you were away from the therapist?
If it is, it's being used by someone in a detrimental way. Someone
Yeah.
is using that against you.
Manipulative.
Yeah, that's what I've wondered about. Like,
Yes, people will
how
do
many
that.
people do that?
A lot of people. But that's why you continue therapy. If you're going as a couple, when something like that comes out, that's why you continue therapy. But I would hope to God that anyone that's going to therapy, if something came out, that it wouldn't be used in a later argument, because one of the main reasons that you go to therapy with as a couple is to build empathy and to figure out a way to see the other person's point of view. And if you immediately turn that on the other person, then that person that turned it needs to get some therapy of themselves, like by themselves, one-on-one therapy, because that's a very, very mean thing to do and can really be detrimental to
Yeah.
a relationship.
So what if that other person? What if about like it concerns something of the legal aspect? Like,
Oh, you mean like
the hooker you killed and you brought it up in
yeah,
therapy.
I fully disclosed all the hookers that I've
Is
killed
that why
in-
y'all are
in
going
therapy.
back to Vegas?
What the fuck just happened? We were having a normal, lighthearted podcast, and all
That's
of a sudden
what
we went to
had
Dr.
to do.
Phil.
We got a little too Dr. Phil good and had to get away from it.
Whoa,
Like, oh,
But
no, we didn't get Dr. Feelgood. That's all cocaine.
y'all are going to Vegas.
That's what Dr. Feelgood is
I
about.
mean, yeah. You're
Because
welcome.
Ragtail Jimmy, secondhand hood, he
The
deals
name of
out
the-
of Hollywood.
The name of this podcast should be this show should be Rattle and Hum.
Brought to you by Phlegm Lubricant.
Hum hadn't happened yet, but it's just kid stuff. Dustin.
Rattling Hummer.
Rattle and Hummer. All right, what else did we need to get into, Jesse? You said there was a few more things. Was there something else?
Anything else about
Did you need?
Ragtail Jimmy and his
Is it time to-
secondhand hood, and he deals out of Hollywood?
No.
His 55 Chevy primed and flamed.
Is it Friday night? You need a fight? Your motorcycle,
Motor-
your mean motor
Meow.
scooter, and a switchblade knife.
Whoa.
You know the worst lyrics on that album? Well, those are two different albums. Because Girls isn't on Dr. Feelgood.
But
But-
Dr. Two great albums.
They're two great albums, but Kickstart My Heart, Skydive Naked from an Aeroplane,
Aeroplane.
or A Lady with a Body from Outer Space.
Yeah,
Worst line ever. Those two lines right there.
doesn't even rhyme.
You can skydive naked from the airplane,
Doesn't rhyme.
but a lady
Yeah, we've
with
seen
a
it.
body
Remember that
from
guy
outer-
that's
Yeah.
the woo, 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 woo.
Yeah, it makes all your flap look weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, those lyrics right there are terrible.
There was a lot of bad lyrics in the 80s. 80s was not the most singer-songwriter time of American art.
I want action tonight.
Satisfaction. All right.
All right.
You've got the love I need tonight.
Yeah.
What's the
I don't got any more extra stuff. We can just talk about it next week, right before it happens. But I do have a sneak peek of a few names that I can tell you for Chili Cook-Off.
Only from dusk to dawn.
Do you want restaurants or do you want chef names?
Do whatever you want to do. It's your thingy now. You've thrown all this together.
There's still a lot of throwing I gotta do. And I got a few spots open, so being able to field teams, so I might actually be able to make chili and have someone from the weekly delve it out. And if anybody enjoys the weekly chili, that's my
Dustin?
chili.
Okay, who?
You know, I never seen you look so good.
So I actually made a small
You
move,
never act the way you should.
and I get to take
I
off
like it.
Celebrity Chef.
But
for
I like
next
it.
year.
Who's?
And I know
You're a celebrity chef.
you like it too.
No, we're gonna take off Celebrity
way that
Chef
I want
off,
you.
off the name of it.
I gotta
So-
have you. Yes, I do.
So if you're, then how do you have a celebrity chef chili cook-off
never-
without celebrity chefs?
I know, and it shouldn't have been that name in a long.
I never ever stay out late.
I should probably say things off the record, but I've been saying them in the office. And
You know that I
nobody
can hardly
reacted
wait.
to 'em.
Just to see you.
But someone finally listened, and so next
know-
year I can take off Celebrity Chef.
You cannot wait. Wait to see me too.
So everybody will get all the
I gotta
lowdown
touch
on
you.
it next week. Whenever we get to find
'Cause,
out
baby,
about what STD that
We'll be at the drive-in.
Stubbs is going to be bringing home from Vegas.
in the old man's Ford,
Okay, Jesse, you're an outsider here.
behind them bushes,
Out of all of us going,
until I scream for more.
who's the most
I wasn't
likely to come
invited.
home with an STD? No, out of all of everybody you know that's going,
I
Down
don't
the
know who-
basement.
I don't know who's going.
Matt Thomas.
Lock the cellar door, and baby,
Talk dirty,
talk dirty to me.
Knew where you're going with this.
You know, I call you on the telephone.
Why are you doing this Shatner-esque?
You know that little pitching home, so I can hear you
Hey, have we got an email yet saying cease and
when you
desist
say those words to me
for playing Southern Train Gypsy? Because if so, I'm going to play other music.
and whisper so softly.
Are we going to end this?
I gotta hear you,
I
'cause
think-
baby, talk dirty to me.
I saw CC a couple months ago.
CC, play that guitar for me.
All right, so we out of here?
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds like a good idea.
God, I used to rock this song so
Good
hard.
night.
It's been fun. If we don't make it back, well, 303. That's where we stopped it off. 303.
Jesus.
Like the band out of Denver.
I'll avenge you.
303. Something about shake your hips and do the Helen Keller and talk with your hips. What is it? Something like that? You know that song? Come on. Seriously? Y'all don't know that song?
I'm knocking for the whole show.
Should we just delete this whole show?
No.
This song. Come on. Y'all know this song.
I like this song. Just go out on this. Don't play something different.
That's 303. You know
It's
this.
never
Sounds
been
like
one of my
Say
jams.
Anything.
Oh my God. What do I do?
I'm not into Bob Bob Bang. That's you
That's
and Chris.
not a Bob
man.
Bob Bang. They're
It sounds
rappers.
like it.
They're not
Oh,
Bob
yeah,
Bob
yeah.
Bangers.
What band did you just play?
303.
Poison.
Is it spelled out, or is it like how it is?
3.
I got
O
OH.
H 3
3.
exclamation
CC,
point.
pick up that
Exclamation
guitar
point.
and talk to me.
No, this is our theme for Vegas, and I'm making it right now.
You don't want to do talk dirty to me?
We
Gotcha.
go with this?
Yeah.
Can we do this one?
Yeah, we can do this.
All right. All right, let's get out of here. Shoot us an email. jjonestownmassacre@gmail.com or
Oh, we forgot to look at the emails.
817, or I'm sorry, phone number 682-593-JJTM. And coming at you straight from the streets of Los Angeles, this is Slaughter with their hit single, Up All Night. We'll see you on the flip side.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Next time.
So long.